What's up, patrons? Welcome back. Happy first day of March for us, third day of March for you guys. Welcome to the March version of our exclusive Q&A for you patrons. And just right off the bat, thank you guys so much for all the support, all the love, all the hanging out that you guys do throughout the months. We really enjoy it and love doing this specific version of our Patreon. That is for sure. It's always a fun time. I left it just for a joke.
Welcome to our new patrons too, because we've gotten a bunch.
We've got
Selvin and Simon, two of the newest, and both of them actually asked questions for this. Actually, I talked to Selvin earlier today. He had a question, and he actually upgraded to a 5. That way, he could ask questions for this, and he has 5 good ones for us.
Yay.
He maxed out, and he fired them off. I kept getting notifications, and he was firing off questions when he signed up.
Sweet.
And so did Reefton late in the day, too, because he had probably just woken up. So he got his messages in. But we're here to do our Patreon Q&A. We do this once a month. It is always the first week of each month. And super excited to get back into it and get back in the swing of things for March. But
excuse me, sorry.
Bless you.
I usually mute my mic when I do that, but that would
Came on fast.
No time.
There's no time. There's a sneeze.
How's everybody doing today? It's a Monday. I know, Jill, you had it off. How's everybody doing?
Best decision. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you are away. Like if your vacation is only like 2 hours from your house or 12 hours from your house, always take the day after you get back home off from work. Your body will thank you. Because I like last night I had like open mouth sleep, like drooling, like hardcore passed the F out. Like,
yeah, I mean, she missed the first half of our show yesterday. That's how hard she
set
slept.
an alarm. I set an alarm to wake up, and then my body was just like, apparently was just not having it. Like,
and then we just got Sean Sullivan instead. So,
well, you're welcome. I'm glad I could assist with that monstrosity.
Molly, what about you?
Today's been fine. I cooked a bunch of delicious food. I made like 2 big sheet pans full of roasted vegetables, and I did 2 pork tenderloins. Like when I cook for 10 people, but it's just me and Alex. So
we almost got pork tenderloin at the store the other day for our vacation because Sean was we were at Trader Joe's and he was looking for like pre-marinated meat because he always marinates his stuff, but we didn't know if we were like.
Trader Joe's has the best pre-marinated meat.
They do,
it's
and
so good.
One of the first things we picked up was pork tenderloin, and I was like,
so good.
Ooh, that sounds really good, but you've also never made it, so like, I don't want to like go on a test drive with a new food while we're on vacation.
It's actually really easy to make. It's not as difficult.
Well, yeah,
as
but like
kind of
if he effed it up, I didn't want to like be on vacation with like bad pork. So, so we didn't get the pork.
How about you, Brian?
It's conference week next week.
That was a long sigh. My God.
Well, there's like 3 things that popped in my head. Conference week is next week, so I'm getting ready for that. Had day 2 of my workout thing today. I think I feel an ab.
Just one.
Just one.
One ab.
Literally, it's just this one right here.
A proud new parent of an ab.
I text my mom this morning because she's like, "How you doing?" And it was this SpongeBob gif of him like lifting his leg,
just flopping it over.
I literally this was like the shower, getting like up over the bathtub part. I was like. Huh?
The worst is always sitting on the toilet.
That is the worst.
You're like, I'm fine. And then you go to squat down, you're like, fall.
So, Brian, I hate to break it to you, but the second day is always worse. The second day is always worse.
I was going to say, at least tomorrow's off. So.
I think I walked, because I'm doing walking. That's what I'm trying to do. And I did my walk around the neighborhood. And I think I was walking like this the whole time because I was so stiff.
Like a penguin?
Yeah, because there were people that were kind of just doing this. So,
what's wrong with this guy?
I don't know. We'll see. Whatever.
Aww.
Well, we'll have to keep an update on that as the weeks go on and see how Brian is.
I would like a day-to-day update, please. I want to know how you're doing.
let's just go ahead and kick this off the right way with Billy, who's always popping in as quick as possible with questions and staying true to what March is all about, as well as what Happy Hour is going to be out later on this month. And he asks, what is everyone's St. Patrick's Day tradition, if you do have one? Because I know me personally, I never really celebrated it. I mean, we like drank stuff, but as far as like a tradition, I never really had a tradition.
I actually have a fun one for this one.
Get hammered.
Does it have churches?
Brian, what's new? That's every day.
That's just an average Thursday. What are you talking about?
Any day that ends with Y. So back when the world was normal and we could go like out to bars and out to eat and stuff.
Back in the light times.
Yeah.
It sounded like an opening to like a TV sitcom. Back when the world was normal.
That was like a Star Wars crawl. Back in the light time.
So we do have a couple of really cool Irish bars in Atlanta, but obviously during St. Patrick's Day, they are packed with people. It's just, I mean, they throw these huge block parties. So a couple of years ago, we decided we were going to take St. Patty's Day and Cinco de Mayo and swap them. So every St. Patrick's Day, we would go get Mexican and drink a bunch of margaritas, and every
That's smart.
Cinco de Mayo, we would go to the Irish pubs.
That's clever.
That's smart, though.
So,
just to not have to deal with the crowd.
Yeah, no, because last Cinco de Mayo, we tried to order Mexican food, and it was like a 2-hour wait because everyone was getting Mexican food. I was like,
genius.
So now I'm curious, was corned beef and cabbage available
for St. Patty's Day? Probably.
Well, technically Cinco de Mayo, but your St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, probably, but we would just go drink.
I don't like corned beef and cabbage, so whatever.
So that can be considered my tradition. I guess I grew up. I mean, my mom would always make it, but
it's March.
That corned beef and cabbage taco from Mas Taco is like off the charts bomb. I guess that's like my only. We have an Irish pub here in Sac called De Vere's that is like the only Irish pub, so it's just crowded with people.
I guess we're not very Irish. It's very Russian.
No, there's a lot of German places. There's a lot of German places, so it's much more of the beer festy type of town than it is the St. Patty's. But St. Patty's Day, the sidewalks are filled with people. It's like ridiculous the amount of people that are downtown.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Not in the Mexican restaurants. And like they'll celebrate St. Patty's Day too. They have like green beer if you want it, and we're like, no, give us the tequila.
No.
I don't think I do anything. I just make sure I wear green just in case I see anyone. No one's gonna pinch me.
We'll probably make like we have this recipe where you use Guinness stout to make a beef stew with, and it is so good.
Sounds good.
Beer is the best marinade. It is the best marinade. It's
Molly sticks it up chicken butts.
So. Yeah, stick it up there.
Beer can chickens are the best, man. They're the best.
I don't think I have any traditions either. Like my family's Irish. Sean's family is obviously Irish.
Yeah, what is Sean's family? Do they like go all out?
Oh, they always do big, huge St. Patrick's Day parties. That's where Sean created our signature cocktail for Happy Hour this month, was at these Irish parties. So they go like all out. Like they have these huge parties. They do like the whole shebang. And like, meanwhile, my family would just be like, you want to get together and just eat corned beef, like whatever it is, corned beef and cabbage. And I'm like, I don't like corned beef and cabbage, but is there beer involved? Then I'm there. So like, it's just another day to drink.
Yeah.
Like,
we might do like bangers and mash or something like that.
Oh,
just because
I'm just hungry.
It's easy to make.
Always.
I've gone from Taco Bell to tacos to.
Oh my God, bangers and mash. Oh.
My favorite pub down the street from us, it's called The Old Ship. It is a British pub, and they are bangers and mash.
I could imagine. Yeah.
So good.
I want bangers and mash.
I feel like I'm curious. I feel like Molly's Guinness stew would be really good.
I know. I want to make that now. I could probably
I
find
want
it
that.
like a.
I want that recipe.
Yeah.
You know, I could see Jake making that too.
I'll put it in the Discord.
100%.
I love how we're already just on question 1 and we're already like.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you so much.
It was
Coma
the simplest question.
Billy, let us know what your tradition is. I have a feeling that you asked it for a reason, and you might be one that kind of goes all out for it. So let us
He's gonna
know.
put sparkles in his mustache.
Yeah.
Oh wait, isn't Snyder Cut on
March 18th? Is that Patty's Day?
I thought
March 18th is a Thursday.
17th is
It's a Wednesday.
Okay, so it's the day before. Yeah. All right, second question comes from Almog, and he simply asks, "What is love? Besides, baby, don't hurt me no more."
Oh, see, now I thought got to do with it.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Got to do with it.
The first thing that comes to mind when I hear that is what he wrote.
Yeah.
That's what I know. I was
going
gonna
to
say.
So, yeah.
Are we gonna be like gross and sappy about it?
I don't know if he wants us to get like deep on the question or not. You know,
Love is being able to fart in front of each other and laugh about it.
Agreed. It's very true.
Robbie must love Jake.
she's gonna watch this and she's gonna come after you, Brian.
I know.
You know what? We just talked about this. Didn't that happen on Always Be My Maybe? Didn't they talk about that in the movie? I feel like they talked about that.
Farting in front of each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because she said that she had to go in a different room to fart.
Yeah, they talked about that in the movie last week, which is funny that it was asked.
That is your first big red flag right there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is very true.
I can't do that in front of anyone.
One
If
day.
you can't do it in front of your partner, you shouldn't be with that person.
I don't know. That's just yeah.
Everyone farts, Brian.
I know.
Brian, you feel awkward to it right now, but whenever that day does come for you, it's gonna happen. And
I
you're
lived
like,
with you for
wow,
2 years and you never farted around me.
What is that?
You're
What is
not
that?
in a relationship.
No,
What is that commercial? What a relief it is. Is that the toilet paper commercial?
I think that's Zantac.
Oh my gosh.
That's how you're gonna feel. It's gonna happen one day, Brian.
So is that our consensus? Is that what love is farting in front of your partner?
I think
For
so.
me.
Hopefully, hopefully that answers your
That's why
question.
their
Alma.
marriage is so beautiful and successful. They fart in front of each
We've
other.
been together since 2007. At this point, it's like, okay, who can top the other one's fart?
Oh,
I can't top my half. I cannot top my half. I'll tell you that.
I can attest.
I cannot top my half. And she's gonna kill me for saying that, but you know what? This is exclusive content. Yeah.
One of my she's not a $5, so we're good. No, one of my favorite stories is when we first moved in together, and like I think it might have been the first or second day. She asked me, us three were sitting on the couch. She's like, "How do you feel about people farting in front of each other?" I don't care. And she literally just rips it right after it.
What an absolute legend. What a queen. I love
I was
it.
like,
Oh man.
all right. Was not expecting that, but all right.
Oh my God.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Well, Almog, hopefully that is a question, an answer to your question.
That's our real deep answer.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Fart
man.
story.
All right. Next one comes from Selvin, one of our newer patrons here, and he says, "What would you name your boat if you owned one?"
Bodie McBoatface.
Seize the day.
Seize the day.
SES. Seize the day.
Oh, like
No.
the ocean. Got it.
I would name it Big Bodie Hose.
I would just name mine boats and hoes.
Get it? But
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
just
would probably
it's from
just
Step
boat
Brothers. That makes the most sense.
Because
but there's
I
probably
am a
too many.
hoe and I am on this boat. Boats and hoes. And Sean will also be the first to admit that before our relationship, he was a Tinder hoe. So
Oh God.
we would be boats and hoes. That would just be our boat.
Who's the boat and who's the hoe? Is Sean the hoe?
Depends on who you ask. I could be. He could be. I'm the best of all time. Also, he might.
There's so many names that are out there, but
Let me look up. Hold on. Creative boat names.
I feel like this might be from a movie, or maybe I actually thought of this myself, but I would call my boat ship-faced.
That's pretty good.
That's
so
great.
The first one that came up, I'm dying. It's called Kids Inheritance.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, like you could name it like divorce settlement or
Spoiled rich kid.
Exactly. Divorce settlement. Ship happens.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad.
yeah. Ship happens. I like that
Ship
too.
happens. Boyance.
She got the house.
She got
the house.
I like that.
She got the house.
Unsinkable 2 is also funny because that means there was a first Unsinkable.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
it.
anything that has 2 on the end of it would just be hilarious. Because then it's implying there was a first one.
That's pretty good.
Like Ship Happens 2.
Boat names. I want clever boat names. Give me the most common BS. I don't want that. Let's see here.
You could do like a Jaws reference and just call it the bigger one.
Zombies can't swim. That's a good one.
Zombies they can't.
Usain Boat.
Just name it boat.
This one's called Uh-Oh, but the Uh-Oh is upside down.
Mm.
In a meeting.
If it flips in a meaning. Error 404, fish not found.
Titanic 2.
Oh.
Well, that was an actual boat. So.
Drug Money. This one's called Drug Money.
Pablo Escobar's boat. Just
The Wet Dream.
Oh.
That's a solid one.
What if your parents retired and they bought a boat and they called it that?
Oh,
like,
man.
Oh my God.
How would you react?
We're not our Q&A. Careful, there is sushi with soy sauce on the bed.
What is Jake? What did your dad name his boat?
It is called.
It's gonna be something American.
No, it's not something clever. It has to do with the family. It's either called the 5 Berlins or the Chateau 5 or something. And Chateau. So I grew up in a for about 8 years. We lived in a double wide trailer, and we called it. Hey, Shawnee. I spent about 8 years in a trailer with my family. There was 5 of us, and the trailer was 720 square feet of total space inside the trailer, and so we called it Chateau 720. And that's been like the passwords and like all this type of stuff forever. And I believe he called the boat Chateau 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
Yeah, my dad's a softie. He's a teddy bear.
There's literally never less than 5 people on that boat, so that's kind of ironic.
The only people I know,
double that.
The only people I know who have boats, that they're all like named after their wives or like a family tradition type kind of thing.
You gotta get a funny name for a boat, in my opinion. It's gotta be.
Yeah, I think it, and I'm not saying like I'm a boat person, but from learning to drive the boat because they only got it 2 years ago, it definitely seems like certain types of boats have the funny names.
Oh yeah,
like we have like a wakeboard boat, like a skiing wakeboard boat, like a fun boat. So it's not going to have like some funny name. It's going to have some clever or family or like action name per se. It's more so like the wood boats are going to have a funny name, or like the yachts or something like that.
Yeah, you got your fun boats with the fun names, and then you got your boats that you can sail around the world with, and have the serious names.
This yacht is called the Bullship.
Fun story. Jake's best friend body slammed Gabby into their family vote.
That is, from one perspective, that is true, but she actually pulled him into the water. So I'll leave that story for another day. If you guys want to ask it on next month, ask it next month, and I'll reveal that. All right, next one comes
huge.
Yes, it was. It was very scary moment, actually, in reality. But okay, next question comes from Raiko, and he says, "You're not a superhero, but a supervillain. What superpower would you want, and how would you use it?"
Mind control.
Who said I was ever a superhero?
We talked about superhero powers last time, but if I'm a villain, I feel like you would want mind control. Like,
no, there's one answer, and there's one answer only.
What?
Reality bending.
Yeah, I was like, how do I just be Agatha Harkness?
Reality bending, aka the Scarlet Witch. 1,000% is what I would choose. It's not a superpower. That's not a superpower.
That's not a superpower.
That's a piece of equipment. That is not a superpower.
He didn't. Did you not see every time his arm gets in it, it like burns and stuff?
That's not a power.
That's the only reason why I would want that glove, is just so I could flip people off.
Oh my god, you have to clip that and put it in the intro.
It's gonna go on Twitter. It's 100% gonna go on Twitter. I'm gonna GIF it. I might GIF it actually. GIFing might be a little better. But yes, reality bending is the only way I'd want to go. I'd want to be Wanda Maximoff.
Mind control, because I can control literally anybody to do anything that I want. Like,
yeah, that's a good one.
Literally,
I just immediately
I can control the government to nuke another government. Like, if I really wanted to be that badass and dumb of a supervillain, which I am not badass, or nor am I dumb.
I just think of South Park when they're all being superheroes, and they go, Cartman, what kind of superpower do you want? And he goes, I want the power to have all powers. And they're like, what?
Yeah, that's cheating.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Man, I'm blanking on this one. Maybe I would have the power to never have to use money.
I thought you were going to say the bathroom.
I can do all my evil deeds without taking a potty break.
Make everyone have to have potty breaks whenever I want.
I mean, I guess that's kind of mind control, because it's like I don't need to pay for this. Maybe Jedi mind tricks.
With mind control, you can make other people want to use the bathroom. You can be like, you have to pee now, and they'll be like, I have to pee now, and then
I'll be like, okay, good, potty break.
You're using your powers for a very strange reason, Jill.
I'm just explaining all the uses you can have with mind control.
Ooh, I would maybe control the weather. That I always thought Storm
I considered the Storm thing that's very cool.
Yeah, I always thought she was one of the coolest X-Men. So yeah, weather.
You can literally put down lightning on someone's head. Like,
yeah,
I'm literally going through like superhero villains. Like, no.
It can be Brian. It can be a superhero power, but you're a supervillain.
You use it in capacity.
And yeah, I mean, Raiko does ask, how would you use it? I mean, if I would obviously bend reality. I would make a new reality.
I would use it to
whatever I don't want.
Just wherever I'm at, the weather would just be perfect all the time. Or if
just a cloud over you, it's like perfect.
Yeah. It would never get hotter than like 85 degrees. Humidity would go down. Like
85 is hot.
No one likes humidity, Brian.
There are some weird people that like humidity.
No one likes humidity.
I need it to be hot enough sometimes if I want to go swimming. Like, it has to be really hot for me to actually get in a pool.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could just be like, all right, I want to make a fire today, so
I think I'd just pick like Doctor Strange, like sorcerer type thing.
It's good. I mean, we saw Mordo and Callus and all those characters.
You have to learn all the spells, though, or would you already just know all of them?
Well, if I'm going to take the easy route, then I'm going to know everything. But yeah, I guess.
So you'd be Dormammu essentially.
No, Dormammu just rules a realm. He doesn't have powers. Well, he does, but he
does.
They're like
it's not the sorcery that they use.
Yeah.
Powers. Technically, Iron Man doesn't have powers.
I mean, technically, the sorcerer, the ancient one, uses bad powers too. So
yeah. She uses the dark realm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, follow-up question, kind of similar. Rachel was very, very smart on this one. So we now have 4 supervillains. Describe your costume.
Sweatpants.
I was gonna say sweatpants count.
Sweatpants, but also part of my power is that I always look like I'm wearing something nice, but really I'm wearing something.
So to other people, you're wearing something different, but to you, it's just your pajamas at home.
Yeah, I'm always in like a nice pair of skinny jeans, boots, like a blazer, but really it's a ratty t-shirt or a sweater and sweatpants.
And you're like Polka Dot Man, where you can pick off fans and throw them at people.
That's clever. That's clever.
If sweatpants isn't an option and we're thinking more like actual like comic book like attire, as long as I get like thigh high boots, I'm happy. Like I think thigh high boots are like prime supervillain-ness wear. Like give me a good thigh high.
I want a pair of thigh highs that has a remote control that allows you to adjust the heel.
Oh my!
Oh my God, Molly! There's a Shark Tank product I saw, and they're heels that you can take the heel off, and they become flats.
See, like that's genius.
I'm totally buying a pair for my friend's wedding.
That right? That should be every pair of shoes that people that like bridesmaids and
totally
brides have to wear, because you just end up taking.
You end up taking your shoes off anyway. But I have a weird thing with floors in my feet, so like I need. Anyway, supervillain attire.
I would want to look like Cable. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Big giant metal arm, a laser eye, just a scary looking dude with a scar. I think it'd be badass. Cable. Josh Brolin's Cable.
If I'm gonna be a sorcerer, I need to look like Doctor Strange, but except I want the comic book one where he's got like the extra fabulous cape.
This is rule number 1.
I know it is, but his cape does stuff, so it's different.
Hey, Doctor Strange's cape is different because Doctor Strange's cape is like an entity.
But I don't want like. Is he in this poster? Where is he? Oh yeah, but see, his cape is just like a drape down the back. Like I want like the whole shebang.
I want like the Dracula neck of the back of a cape.
Like maybe even like a helmet, kind of like how Scarlet Witch has that thing. That thing's kind of cool.
Mm.
God, I hope we see that on Friday.
We will.
We
will. All right, another one here from Billy, and he had asked best Lego set you have ever owned or wish to own.
You want to know something sad? I've never bought. Oh, sorry. Did I cut you off? Go for it.
No. She was pointing at the Grogu.
I don't think I've ever bought Legos before.
I haven't either.
I didn't have them. I didn't have them growing up.
My mom
I was heavily obsessed as a kid.
Yeah, see, my mom was like, "You're not playing with Legos,"
and it wasn't because I was obsessed with the Legos themselves. I was obsessed with the building. I always had to be doing something, whether it was like baseball cards, building Legos.
You're still like that.
Yeah, I it's adorable. Oh my God.
His mouth opens.
And I stupidly being like, 12, 13 years old, like, oh, I don't need Legos anymore. I got rid of them. I wish I never would have, because I probably had close to 36 just Star Wars Legos. I had a lot, and I still have actually the one that I'm gonna mention. But I built these when I was a kid. It's not the coolest one yet as of now, but I had Jabba's sand barge, which was really, really cool. And it's still in my parents' house. It's kind of falling apart in some places, but I had built that as a kid, and I was like, and that's why I kept it, because I was like, this is the biggest piece I have. I'm not going to get rid of it, and it stayed throughout all these years. If I had the money, I would easily buy like the Falcon or some of the bigger sets, but they just get so expensive these days.
I would get the Falcon and get like a glass. You see, like the glass coffee table, and then put the
Mm-hmm. You really need some way to display it, because it's so big. Like
well, the ones in Alex's background are like they're gigantic.
Yeah, like we're either going to buy one of those glass things. We're not going to hang it because Alex won't allow it. But
I love how upset he gets whenever someone mentions. Like literally, we're not hanging it.
You can get like an acrylic stand that props it up so that you can see like the whole thing, and it's almost like sideways. And I think once it's done, it'll fit on top of those shelves he has in there. So we might do that. But yeah.
When I move my stuff into the garage, hopefully here soon, I'm gonna put together that sand barge. I think it'd be really cool in the background on the shelving just to have back there. Just the one piece. I actually have a lot because it's similar in size, but I have the Revenge of the Sith tanker from the prequels. That's very similar in size, big giant tires. But the sand barge is what I love the most. It's just such a cool piece.
I will say
a lot of character pieces too.
As far as wish to own, me and Alex have talked about this a lot, but like the Lord of the Rings ones they don't make them anymore.
At the comic book store, I went yesterday. They had sets of them, and I almost sent you guys pictures of them.
You can buy them on eBay and stuff, and like we've looked at some of them, but I want like a giant Isengard, or
I'm gonna send you the pictures next time.
Something like that, yeah. Or like Hobbiton would be a really good one.
Hobbiton would be cute. The one I want, because I've never really bought Legos either, but there's one right now that I really want, but it's sold out everywhere. It is they do have a little Lego bonsai tree, and you can change the leaves to either you can use green leaves on the bonsai tree or cherry blossom leaves, so it's pink. And like it's so cute, but it's sold out everywhere. But you can get it on eBay for like 3 times the price, and I'm kind of considering it because I kind of really want it.
If they ever make anything Cobra Kai, I'm buying Cobra Kai.
Oh my god!
I mean, you can get a bonsai tree.
Bonsai tree is as close as I'll get. I mean,
looks so cute.
It's cute, huh? Like I want it.
Like I said, I've never bought Legos. I always wanted an AT-AT or a Y-wing, and then I think these might be the only ones I've ever owned that my friend gave me before I left for Sacramento was the Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's I should add. Too bad we don't have Alex. These guys.
Oh, this
Ronan's dudes, right?
Dudes inside of them.
Yeah.
Cool.
They have a name. I wrote it in my notes or things. And then it comes with the Nova Core one too, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's dope. So,
and then these all like you can move them. So that
just make me want to build Legos.
I want this bonsai tree so bad.
The Lord of the Rings Lego sets are so expensive.
And I like the little Nova Corp guy.
I know, like I can get the Lego bonsai tree for 3 times the price on Amazon, but like,
does it say how much it normally is?
It's $50 normally, or I can get it for $140.
Jesus.
eBay has the bonsai tree for $80.
Oh, see, that's not as bad. But I don't trust them to say that much.
But so the Battle of Helm's Deep Lord of the Rings Lego set is $560. There's no way that's how much it retailed for.
So the ones that I saw at the comic book shop were like $150, I think.
Oh, I like the Gandalf. No, I'm just looking at Lego sets.
All right, next question here comes from Mr. Reefton.
And to have a little Star-Lord.
Aww.
He's got a little gun.
Mr. Reefton has stepped in here and he had asked, what's your favorite movie score?
Avengers Endgame.
And he was really good. Alan Silvestri.
It has like all of them in there, like Cap's song and
Portals is like a masterpiece of a track.
The actual Avengers song. Although the only one that I don't know if it's not in there is Winter Soldiers. That one's so good.
There's a lot of good movies that have great single track songs, like Indiana Jones, for example. Right, it's a great score, but the one track. Same with Jaws. Same with something like Jurassic Park. Right, great single track songs. If we're talking about like scores overall, Tron Legacy is one that always comes to mind. What Daft Punk did with, and I gotta mention Daft Punk just because they broke up. Blade Runner 2049 is one that doesn't get enough credit with what Hans Zimmer did with that.
I'm just gonna drink my wine and you can figure
Interstellar
out favorite.
and Inception.
Are you gonna pick one, or are you just gonna name all of your favorite movies?
I'm naming them all. Sorry, go ahead.
Mine's Harry Potter.
It's great music. It really is.
Theme is gorgeous. All the music in that movie is absolutely gorgeous and perfect, and
Yeah, I agree.
I love it.
I'm not just saying this because I am looking at the Lego sets, but Lord of the Rings. Since, I mean, Star Wars is very, very good. I feel I don't want to like answer Star Wars for a lot of these questions. So other than Star Wars,
You're allowed to if it's your honest answer. You are.
Well, everything John Williams touches though is pretty much.
Well, that's
like
what
I
Harry
mentioned,
Potter is John Williams. Like,
and I mentioned Indy too. He
Yeah.
did Indy, and
Who
he
does-
did Jurassic Park, and
Who did Lord of the Rings? Oh, Howard Shore.
Howard Shore, yeah. But like those, the soundtracks and the scores to those movies are the only ones that I like listen to when the movies came out and just like on repeat. I mean, I'll listen to like the Star Wars lo-fi stuff
all day,
now,
every day.
but like growing up, I would listen to the Lord of the Rings music just constantly.
Mahoney, he did the Twilight Saga Eclipse soundtrack too.
Nice. See, makes sense.
Ryan, do you have any favorites or a favorite?
Favorites? I mean,
Oh, I guess you mentioned Endgame. Yeah.
I'm a basic bitch. Like you know where I stand. It's Star Wars, any Marvel one. Trying to think anything.
Since you mentioned Endgame, that's Alan Silvestri. I'll mention Back to the Future, which is sitting back there.
This guy.
The whole track. So just got to throw it out there.
I was literally just thinking about. It's funny because there's some. I was literally just thinking like, oh, I should get this soundtrack the other day, and I can't think of it. I don't know.
Maybe it'll come back to you.
Maybe we'll see.
I believe.
All right, next question here comes from Simon, and he says, I spent a lot of time this month watching all the Studio Ghibli films, many of them for the first time. So I'm curious, what is your favorite Ghibli movie?
I can answer this just by default because I think I've only seen one, and that's Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh, I'm Spirited Away because that's the only one.
I've only seen Spirited Away, and and I watched it a month ago, and I plan on going back. But Spirited Away is pretty much a masterpiece.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I did not think that I would like that movie as much as I did.
I need to watch because I need to watch Spirited Away. I need to watch Princess Mononoke. I need to watch My Neighbor Totoro. Like I need to watch.
They're all on HBO Max, aren't they?
I'm pretty sure.
It's a Warner Brothers company, isn't it?
They have the rights to their streaming service.
Got it.
I haven't seen all of them. I've seen a lot of them. I haven't seen Kiki's Delivery Service. I need to watch
You would
that.
love Kiki's Delivery Service. She's a little witch. You would love her.
I think my favorite is Princess Mononoke because I saw that one when I was fairly young, and just once again, just like became obsessed with it.
Did you and Alex freak out over the Avatar Studio announcement?
I freaked out.
I didn't freak out because I'm like, okay, I'm hesitantly excited. I don't know how to explain it.
I want an Avatar Kyoshi series so damn badly. Give me an Avatar Kyoshi series.
Cautiously optimistic. That was
Cautiously optimistic. Yes.
I'm also cautiously optimistic. But yeah, like I was thrilled when I heard that news. I was like, yes.
Fair enough. But no, Spirited Away was dope. I did not expect to like that.
Oh, Howl's Moving Castle is also
sounded like a fart.
Studio Ghibli, which I also haven't seen.
This is the loudest chair. I'm not kidding. Of course, now that I'm trying to move it, it's not making noise. There we go.
My chair doesn't move.
Castle in the Sky is good. Yeah, my
Mark
neighbor.
Hamill in that one? Or is that Howl's Moving Castle? Mark Hamill is in a Studio Ghibli film.
Yeah, Mark Hamill is in Castle in the Sky. Probably why I
I'm gonna have
like
to go back and watch all these. Now that it's got brought up again, I'm gonna have to go back and watch a couple.
Ponyo is another cute one.
Man, there's so many. I had no idea.
I don't know if my little. I don't think my little thing has. Oops, excuse me. Jake, I don't know if it has any.
It should have Spirited Away on there.
Oh yeah, it does have Spirited Away. That's why.
Yeah, it is Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Didn't it
All
have
right, next.
Totoro too? I feel like your little thing had My Neighbor Totoro on it.
I don't think so.
Oh. Okay.
I haven't done one of these movies in a while. I need to get on it.
Okay, next question comes from Mr. Billy, and he had said again in St. Patrick's Day, in honor of St. Patrick's Day, who is your favorite Irish actor or actress?
Oh, favorite? I know the most underrated is Colin Farrell.
Brian, I know yours, and the fact that you don't even know is shocking.
Oh, you mean Saoirse Ronan? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need to look up because I couldn't even.
So Colin Farrell is 100%
was
up there.
the only one I thought of.
But
Yeah.
I'm going to go Cillian Murphy because of the Peaky Blinders on Netflix. That show is effing insane.
Mine is
He is
Ivana
so good.
Lynch because Luna Lovegood is a treasure.
That's fair.
Ooh, that's a good one. I was gonna say Ewan McGregor, but he's Scottish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There's a lot of good Irish actors. A lot more male than female, though, for sure.
I'll watch anything Saoirse Ronan's in. So
I want to watch Taken now. I love that movie.
I haven't seen that in so long.
I haven't either. It's so good though. Taken 2 also isn't terrible.
Oh, Graham Norton's Irish.
I should know more Irish actors. I'm like looking through these, like,
Apparently, someone he dated is currently on the current season of RuPaul's Drag Race. Graham Norton.
ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is Michael Fassbender Irish?
Michael Fassbender?
I thought he was English.
Oh, no, he's German. Sorry.
Oh.
Duh.
Irish.
Fassbender. Yeah.
Duh.
The 50.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Cillian Murphy. I'll stick with Cillian Murphy.
I like Brendan Gleeson.
Or Domhnall Gleeson.
Yeah, Domhnall Gleeson. That's a good one
Jake,
too.
it says he's Irish German. So
Well, German takes precedence over everything else. So.
But I feel like if I just looking at this list, I'd probably go with Liam Neeson.
That's
Sure.
Liam
He's just
Neeson's
so
the
well
first one
known.
that
Like, he
popped
does
in my head.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just does everything. Like,
He's Qui-Gon Jinn, okay?
That's true. It's very true.
Ooh,
very
Liam Cunningham is a good one. He was in Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yep.
this is
As Davos.
Yeah, Davos.
this is me just being basic, but Richard Harris, the guy that played Dumbledore the first 2 times.
Oh,
Jake, did you know he's also in Gladiator? I don't
the
know.
one true Dumbledore, in my
Who?
opinion, is Richard Harris.
Richard Harris.
Yeah, I think he plays the king. He plays the king. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Colin Farrell. Joaquin Phoenix's father.
Is Robert De Niro Irish? No, he's probably just got Irish.
Probably it's Irish
Like
descent.
American.
Yeah, he's probably Irish because of the New York stuff, right? Like the Irish mob and all that type of stuff.
All right. Yeah, the further down I scroll from Google, the more loosey goosey it gets.
Yeah, Saoirse Ronan for me, easily.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy. All right, number 10 comes from Selvin. As a new patron, my question is the story of how POV came to be.
Gentlemen,
This is a fun one.
Molly and I will sit
This
back
is a
and
fun one. Everyone can talk on this one if they want. So I guess
yeah,
I have
y'all
the
started it, so like
Yeah, so if you don't know already, Brian and I are part of another channel called Apocaflix Movies on YouTube. We talk movies and television and a lot of geek stuff. And I have been watching the Schmoedown from the very beginning, ever since Schmo's Nose days. Thursday night shows at 6 o'clock. You know, last hour was a movie trivia game, and then it eventually came into what it is now. And I had been trying for years, for a long time, to get Brian to watch it, and then I finally was able to do so over the last year and a half or so. I was like, well, like, let's talk about it. Like, let's kind of start just a little tiny channel. And since we talk about it now in person on a couch, let's just kind of get on camera and do it. I have been to a number of events, and so after Brian and I did it for a couple months, it had been going really well, kind of growing.
Well, the award show is what kicked it off. Like
so we went to the 2020 awards last January, which was the award / the draft. And myself, Brian, and then our 3 Apocaflix buddies, the 5 of us were there sitting in a booth.
Right
we were
behind
just so
us.
happened to be placed right behind Jill.
5 feet behind Jill and Sean.
Yeah, we were
We
sitting.
turned
And
around
Sean,
us and Rach talked to you guys for a bit.
yeah, well, and Sean had actually pulled me aside because Jill, Sean, myself, and Gabby met the year before at the previous awards.
We shared a table.
Coincidentally, we were placed at the same exact table, just the 4 of us. It's really a giant coincidence.
It's
and
a small
so,
world after all.
yeah. And after Brian and I started the channel, I told Brian, I was like, what do we think about bringing someone else on? And I instantly mentioned Jill, and we reached out, and she said yes right away. And it was perfect timing because she was also being courted by a number of other people as well. Luckily, she said
More
yes
so than
to us.
I had known at the time, apparently, as well. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I got messages from people like, we were going to ask her, and I was like, sorry.
Yeah, and it
Sorry,
worked out
not
because
sorry.
yeah, Sean was our very first guest, as he mentioned on Sunday. He was our very first guest because I had known Sean from the previous 2 times at the awards. I was like, "Hey, man, do you want to come on?" It was his first appearance ever in like the community. It was our first guest, and she gladly said yes. And so we went strong for a couple weeks, a couple months, maybe like 2 or 3, and then Molly had been on the show a couple times. Brian and I had her and Alex on
chats all the time too. We'd be like, like in the back, we'd be like, Polly's watching us.
Yeah. But we had Molly and Alex on after the Lord of the Rings exhibition match last year, and this was before Molly had actually been free agent picked up and eventually. And then we did a show with her about the Star Wars tournament final in the summer, and then she reached out to us being like, "Hey, I'm kind of interested in talking more about it."
Ladies' night.
Oh yes, she was also involved in Ladies' Night. That's right. And she had reached out and said, "Hey, like I'm kind of interested in talking a little bit more about Schmoedown." And the 3 of us behind the scenes were like, "Holy fuck! Like Molly Damon wants to talk Schmoedown with us," and we were like, "We'd be happy to have you." And it just kind of.
And then she turned us down.
No, well, that's not really true. That's not really true.
I wouldn't say she didn't turn us down. It was like she wasn't sure.
You wanted to start your own channel at one point.
It was like, because at the time I was trying to get into Twitch, and I was like, do I want to talk about Schmoedown stuff just like by myself? I know Alex doesn't want to talk about it with me. And I was like, no, I can't do this by myself. I don't know enough about the Schmoedown and like anything besides Star Wars related. I don't know enough. So I was like, yeah, you guys were the only after show I had like really watched or like wanted to watch besides like the official ones, I guess, on SEN. So I was like, I'm just going to piggyback on them.
Yeah, so
we gladly accepted being your Luke Skywalker and your Yoda. Piggyback.
Well, yeah, it was funny because I remember exactly because we had pre-recorded matches to react to just because of timing for us, and then we had premiered them on the channel, and the 3 of us were in the chat watching, and then obviously we would see Molly like playing along to like IG matches and single matches, and
Jake and I would text us on the side like, "Holy shit, Molly's watching."
But then I got a random message on the POV Twitter one day, be like, "Hey, if you guys ever want another person, or if you ever want some," and I messaged these 2 right away, and they go, "Message her back and tell her that we want her on the show." And from there on out, I mean, we debuted her. I think it was like a week or 2 afterwards, and the 4 of us have kind of
everyone figured it out.
Yeah.
People already knew. They're like, it's Molly Damon, isn't it? We're like, no, it's not. Yeah, it is.
But it's just kind of been like this weird, very close family that we've had ever since then. Like when we talk about it, like I know people say it all the time. Like on live streams and stuff, they say like, "Oh yeah, we've known each other. Like it feels like we've known each other for years." The 4 of us talk every day. Every single day that we do not. There's not a day that goes by that we do not talk, and it literally feels like we're like these long lost brothers and sisters that just kind of came together through this community, and it worked out really well. And I know a lot of people said it to us privately, but it seems to show on camera a lot the way that we kind of operate together on camera.
I don't think there's literally since the four of us have done our first show, I don't think that there's been a single day that we haven't not.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
Yeah.
I willingly drunk text you guys. Like that's
Yeah, you did this weekend.
I did
Molly,
this
you watched
weekend.
it.
Jill does the thing that I hate the most. She sends little messages like a dozen at a time.
I get excited, Jake. Okay. I was watching Brandy's Cinderella. I got real excited.
The phone just kept. I was just like, okay, I gotta wait for it to be done. Like, where's the 30-second pause? Where's the 30-second pause?
12:30 in the morning. She's on vacation. Molly, have you watched Aladdin, the live action?
I was Beauty and the
I'm the
Beast.
only one
It was live action Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I'm the only
I was
one awake,
like-
and I'm like, I'm just gonna leave that one.
I know. I
I was
woke
like-
up and no one responded, and I was like, "Oh fuck, oops."
The best.
But they love
Yes,
me.
but Selvin, if you're interested, I know that you're new to us, but go back last year and find those shows where we introduced Jill, where we introduced Molly, and then also if you haven't watched it, but the ladies' night the ladies' appreciation night too is a big one.
Yeah.
But you'll kind of see like how it all kind of worked and how the show has kind of evolved through the months and kind of how we got here. But the chemistry and the kind of way we work together is very much stayed the same. So.
Side note, I do kind of wanted to do like just a progression video of how all of our backgrounds have changed.
Yes.
This one,
And my
Molly-
my camera
Mi-
upgrade.
mine started with a blank wall. Mine was just a blank
Mine,
gray
I
wall.
was streaming on the complete other side of the bedroom when we first started. Like mine has changed.
The
I think
only thing
Brian
that's
has
changed
added
is
stuff.
Mine's
Yeah,
exactly
Brian's been the
same.
most consistent. He's definitely
That's
been
fair.
the most
The only thing you added was the little pop.
Yeah, my
figure.
little thing, but yeah, it's
I
funny.
just
Like,
get more and more Grogu's.
Molly might have changed entire rooms, possibly. Did you start in the other room, Molly?
No,
No.
I may have
No?
started from a.
I think it was a blank
direction.
wall.
yeah, you
Mine-
literally just bare.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I started. My desk was on this other wall, and I hadn't put anything on the wall behind me at that point. But then I switched everything around and created this.
I'd love to see that. Just like a progression of just like everyone's background.
I'll do what I can.
And then everyone's just changing in my.
Yours is just the same. To be fair, mine has pretty much been the same since I moved over on this side. So.
Yeah, but
Mine-
you got that.
You got
Fierce
a new
Ahsoka.
chair though at some point, right?
Brian
But-
did get a new chair.
or
That you
Captain
can't
America
see.
chair.
Yeah, Brian got a new chair.
Your things
me?
around you
Oh,
have
yeah.
maneuvered. The
Yeah.
things around you have maneuvered a little bit here. and
Oh
there.
yeah, just little tiny things like the book probably went from there to there, or like vice versa. But
I'll do a fast forward video and I'll just in Brian's stuff. He'll be staying the same, but everything around him will just be shifting.
yeah,
Back and forth.
it probably would. But yeah, no. It's funny how just something as simple as, "Hey, you want to do this with us?" changes everything.
It's funny because I when Brian and I talked, we were like, "Yeah, I'll just shoot a message, see what she says," and it was like an immediate like, "Hell yeah, I'll do this."
Yeah,
And then we kind of moved forward, and then obviously getting Molly involved was a big deal, and everyone in the community loved it because it was like the first real Schmoedown competitor kind of joining an after show. It was kind of a cool little staple that we had here on POV. So
and at the time, Molly, you weren't even really that involved. I would say.
No, I was still just like Alex's
Was
coach.
this even before your match with the tournament? Was this before your
no,
tournament?
she joined after the tournament. She had already
Really?
she had joined
I have no clue.
because she did a show. So it was supposed to be us four plus Laura for the Star Wars tournament final, and Laura actually had to cancel because of some things going on
I
her
feel like
end.
we had her on and talked about her promo with Adam, though.
We talked about her match because she won. So she came on after she beat Adam, and then she came
Got
back
it.
to the final.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, 'cause
I was
if
like,
I-
I
And then-
swear she was there. Okay, that
If
makes
I hadn't have had any matches or played, then no one would care.
good.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
Yeah, so it was like 2 weeks after the tournament final is when we introduced her, I think, on the show. And Selvin, you can go back just to the main show playlist, and they're the two thumbnails that have like the mystery silhouettes. that you'll be able to see the shows. And both Jill and Molly are introduced at the very beginning of the show. We don't make them wait. So
I was just so surprised people who knew who I was. They're like,
I mean, let's be honest. This channel is what it is now because of you two.
No, not even.
Oh, don't even. Jake and I were pulling like 40 on our best day, and we were like, oh, we hit 40, and then all of a sudden it was like 300, and we're like, oh.
Well, maybe we brought some new people in, but I know one thing. Every time Christian brings us up, he talks about Jake, how you run a tight ship. And
it's always Jake. I love how Jake runs it. It's always so organized, and it's not overly
It's because
chaotic.
I'm super OCD, guys.
Yeah,
okay? Don't put it out there. All right.
I've ever met.
We know.
God, you should see when he sends us Google Calendar updates. It's like,
can I? Oh, my phone's over there. I was going to say, do you want to see my Google Calendar?
It hasn't happened in a while, okay?
I was looking until next year, and it's all calendared, and I was like, cool, I guess I'm booked on January 7th of 2022. Got it, okay.
Oh god.
It's just as a precaution, guys. God, sorry. All right, next one comes from Mr. Almog here, and he had said, what do you think about how entertainment has shifted in the last decade to Patreon/Twitch/YouTube based economy with the followers paying directly to the entertainer? Is it a bubble? Do you think it's sustainable?
Oof. I have a lot of thoughts on this, but I have to go pee in order to get them out.
Yeah, what a tease. That's like the greatest tease ever.
Let's let the least professional of the three that talk about it. The person that actually lives it can come back.
I'm a professional streamer, guys. I streamed on Twitch twice. I'm real professional in it.
I will say this, being on YouTube for the past 6 or 7 years or so, I don't think YouTube will ever go away. It really comes down to what the company that like videos like say for this YouTube, what their rules and regulations are. Because I know about 1.5 years, 2 years ago,
they've effed it up a couple times.
YouTube had really shifted gears and were screwing creators. They had done some things like, there was like this thing about like, if you had this many followers or if you're doing this, you had to pay this kind of money and stuff. And there was like a lawsuit involved. And
I remember when
all of
you
these
were freaking out over the age thing.
Yeah, so it had to do with like cuss words and like if you were kid friendly or non-kid friendly, and like all of these things were happening inside of the community. So none of this is ever going to go away. Like Twitch is always going to thrive, YouTube is always going to thrive, which means Patreon is always going to thrive. It really just depends on what those companies do as far as stuff for creators, because if they do stuff that screws creators as far as, and we see it on Twitter a lot, like the guy, Real Rejects, a lot of their stuff gets flagged for no reason by studios and other places. That's screwing them out of their career. That is like what they do for a living. And if that continues, they could switch platforms and have the same exact following. And YouTube would be screwed because they're losing that following. They can go to Twitch. They can go to, I know a lot of people are talking about like something like Vimeo, just Facebook creating content. Exactly. Like there's just places everywhere you can create content. It really comes down to what kind of rules and regulations they set for creators. Because if they screw creators, they're going to leave.
Yeah. And I agree. I think that's the biggest thing is that, because I don't think Twitch is going anywhere. It exploded even more so this year, obviously, because of COVID. And we saw it even in the Schmoedown community. Like, we saw how much it erupted just with people in the Schmoedown. Like, Sean was talking about on stream yesterday. I think Ben Goddard was, like, the first, like, person to, like,
Twitch,
on Twitch to make it, like, oh, dang. Like, you can literally grow your own little community on this thing. And so he kind of was the forefather, if you will, for Schmoedown people kind of moving over into Twitch, and like everyone is on there now. You're seeing just like some of them are getting real successful on it. Just like, and even when COVID is done, I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon, unless like what Jake said, Twitch decides to do something to screw over the creators and then make it enjoyable.
It's not. You're not making, well, for some, let's use for Jake and I, like Apocaflix, for example, like we've close to 5,000 followers. I just looked up our top videos that we've ever put out. our number one is demonetized because it's
Warner Brothers.
And our number two is Star Wars, which is not demonetized and has over 90,000 views, and we've made 36 cents off of it.
Woohoo!
So, I mean, like...
And Molly definitely has a little bit more knowledge in this than we do.
Molly could definitely
Starbucks
say more
explain,
than
obviously.
Can.
But, like, in the context of, like, if you have 10 followers and you need a video that has 100,000 views, doesn't mean you're automatically becoming...
Well, and a perfect example is just a few months ago, I think YouTube had put out that thing that if you don't have 1,000 subscribers and you don't have the watch minutes, they're allowed to place ads in your videos, and they're allowed to take money for the ads, which is a strike, which is a quote unquote strike against creators that screws them out of what they're putting out there for business and what they want to do, and maybe hoping to make a living or whatever. That's something that could make people walk away from the platform.
And there's things you can't even do until you hit a number of followers. Like when we hit 1,000, we now then finally get to use super chats. But
and the community tab, like the polls and like the posts.
Yeah, but in 1,000 person people are not easy. I mean, it took us a year and a half in a decently sized community. Like, I mean, I can only imagine how long it took you guys to get to where you're at.
So is the question, is this sustainable, or what is it?
We kind of talked about just like the idea of will it last? I guess is the best way
it's like
of
a fad, like it will stick around if it's sustainable.
Maybe what could make it go away, what could make it stay, that kind of stuff.
It's definitely going to stick around for sure for like a very, very long time until I don't know what it would take, because YouTube already screws over people so badly. I don't know what it would take to get people to quit the platform. I know a lot of creators have and like moved on to like indie platforms or just like platforms that are like no one's even heard of them, but they do that because they probably have, like Star Wars Explained has, a Patreon that they rely on. It seems like more and more I see YouTube creators also having a Patreon and trying to balance those two, because it's like it's only a matter of time before YouTube does something or the algorithm changes and your monetization just goes down the drain.
I didn't even think about the Patreon aspect of it, but yeah, that's a whole other different dimension when it comes to all that stuff. Because everyone we've talked about, whether they're mainly on Twitch or mainly on YouTube, I think all of them have some form of Patreon.
Mm-hmm. And it's almost essential at this point, because YouTube is so unreliable, and it's like for us, for example, it just depends on what kind of Star Wars content is happening or is out there right now. So like when a new movie comes out, our numbers skyrocket for a week or two or three, and then we dip back down. Same for like a new show, not really for books, but like again, we work with all these companies like Audible we work with, and they will pay us, and it's like it's a serious hustle to do YouTube full time. And I always like I cringe when I hear like young people say that they want to be YouTubers, and I'm like,
every day
it'll never work. It's
more than a 40-hour a week job. I feel like it's like people are like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber, and I'm like, but I hear like, because I've watched all of these like day in my life of like the successful YouTubers, and it's like they're waking up at 6 a.m. and they're editing, they're making their thumbnails, they're sending it to editors, they're having meetings. It's like, this isn't just I'm going to make a video and then upload it online and then everything is perfect in 5 seconds. It's like, that's not how this works. Like, it's a job, and you have to get lucky. Like, that's a whole other aspect too. Like, it's.
And I'll say this too, because he's not going to admit it, but I mean, we're only at over 1,000. We're not like living off of this, but he busts his ass like all day long, and it's not.
Oh yeah.
It's not because we're making money off of it. We're doing it purely for the fun of it. Like I can't even imagine the people that survive off of it. Like, because how many? Don't bullshit. How many hours of your day do you spend doing between Apocaflix and POV?
Me?
Yeah. No, Molly. She runs
it depends on the day. Including shooting?
Sure.
I
mean, you're literally doing stuff every single day.
Probably around 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
That's on top of a 7 to 3 job Monday through Friday. So.
Yeah, and mind you, a lot of it is for the fun of it. Like we enjoy doing it. He loves making images for stuff. Like
I was gonna say, Jake, if you ever get tired of it, let us know because we can help. But like, I think he would. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you just legitimately enjoy just.
Yeah, I have found since being on YouTube that it's always been the case because I got it from my dad, but I was always a big drawer. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of have like this artistic background, and my dad obviously growing up in his time era was much more pencil to paper type of person. I have the access to something like this. I like to play around, and it's even gotten to a point where I do thumbnails for a number of other people in the community. And one of them, our patrons, Brandon Buck, I do thumbnails and overlays for his entire show, Schmo Me the Money, and a couple of his other podcasts. And it's strictly because I love doing it. Our two buddies on our Apocaflix show, Jacob and Gio, I do all of their artwork for their shows. And so when he had talked about the number of hours, it's not just them two. I do a lot of other stuff as well. And it is because I love doing it, but I would love for it to be a full-time job, but it never will be a full-time job at this point. It's very hard to be able to do that. Molly and Alex, they found a niche at the time, and they ran with it, and it worked beautifully. And I will never be able to find that. I found this beautiful thing in the Schmoedown that has given me a great platform, and I make a little money, like some gas money here and there, which is perfect.
It's my fun time money, is what I call it.
Yeah,
I'm like, ooh,
yeah.
I can buy this makeup palette. Like, cool.
Exactly.
I mean, never say never.
Yes.
We never thought it would be something that we could do full time, and it took a long time. It took years of like constant hard work, which is like that's one of the biggest misconceptions about YouTube. Depending on first, you have to find something you love to do, because if you don't love doing it, you'll get tired of it and you'll quit. Then it's like, okay, the market is already so oversaturated with like people talking about Star Wars or just movies in general, doing movie essays, or like video podcasts about TV shows, or just like nerd culture. It's so oversaturated, so you have to like try to be different enough, have enough of a genuine personality that people like to set you apart. That's honestly when you start your Patreon and you're like, if you like me and my content, honestly, like give me money on Patreon, because that will probably be, a more constant, more reliable source of an income.
I think it's also more when it comes to Patreon, I feel like that's also more direct. Like it's more kind of like face-to-face, hands-on, kind of more like that's what I feel with Patreon. It's like it's more of an intimate situation, which obviously people love. That's why they join here we are doing a Q&A for our patrons, like Exhibit A. So
and Twitch is an interesting one too. I don't know if you guys already talked about Twitch, but
a little bit.
Not really.
Twitch is one of those ones where you can make a lot of money fairly quickly in certain cases, but for most people, Twitch is a pretty hard grind, just like YouTube. But you can get really creative with Twitch and what you're streaming and the games that you play, and how it's all about involving the community, involving the chat in what you're playing. How can they feel like they're playing the game with you?
Exhibit A, the Damons and their horror Twitch streams were like, like no joke. Like those were straight fire because people would donate to scare the living shit out of you two. Like,
I got yelled at so many times by Alex just.
I did too. I definitely get yelled at. Like,
I'm not a person that throws money at stuff like just on YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. You're goddamn right. I threw money at that.
Right? Because it was just, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's especially those things where you got to get creative, and it's like, but just the three of us alone were like, we want to scare the shit out of our friends.
Cannot wait for October. Cannot wait for October.
Can you imagine me and I don't know.
Maybe we'll do a version of it here on this October just to see what Brian looks like.
I scream.
Can we do a POV Twitch stream of us like watching?
We definitely could.
See, but I'm not. If I'm watching something, I'm more of a oh my god, like that type scare.
Brian, there might be something out there that freaks the shit out of you.
Well, one of our watch longs, I had my headphones in and it scared me at the very first. What was it?
The cabin in the woods.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Oh, it starts out like really like loud or something.
It was something super cheesy. Yeah, it was like a jump.
Scary.
I think it was the title screen.
I want to see Brian scared in the way that one recent clip of Alex was, where he screamed his lungs out. Well, I think he was playing Resident Evil. Like I lost my mind. I was like, oh my god.
my whole thing is if it's like loud to like it's in my ears, that's gonna scare the crap out of me. Like I will tell you this. If I'm in the kitchen when the toaster goes off, I'm always jumping.
Okay, you're like my sister. So my sister is the jumpiest person ever, and she will literally gasp when the waiter comes to pour water into her ice cup.
Yeah, wait until you guys meet Gabby.
Yeah, but she punches, and she punches hard.
Well, my sister, like the waiter will come up, pour water. She goes, "Oh my gosh!" I'm like, "What the?" He's literally
that's exactly how Gabby is.
To you in your childhood. You are so terrified right now.
Something I've noticed since COVID, and maybe this has always been the case, but or maybe our floors just aren't as creaky as the old house, but me and Alex will just accidentally scare each other all the time. Like
you guys are all paranoid.
You've definitely seen Molly scare Alex on purpose.
Well, yes, definitely on purpose. You guys have seen that, but like, I'm a very light stepper. I don't know. Some people are like really heavy steppers, but my dad growing up hated people who would just like stomp around. I don't know why. So I learned very quickly to like step lightly. And so I just kind of like float around the house, and I'll come in to ask Alex a question, and he'll be like, God. And he'll do the same to me because I'll just be like enthralled in something. And yeah, we just scare each other on accident now.
That's like when we lived together, he would scare me, but it wasn't that he would startle me. It was he would scare me by screaming so loud that I was just like, oh my God. So I like how they're making money about on like YouTube.
Well, yeah, back to the
Q&As.
Yeah, this is welcome to Q&A.
Just Almug, it's a really good question. It'll never go away. It's just a very fickle business. It's a very fickle business.
Honestly, it's constantly changing. The algorithms are constantly changing. The stakes are constantly getting higher. So it'll be interesting what the scape of YouTube and Twitch looks like in like 5 or 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, I can honestly say, like, if we made no money off of this, like, I would be totally content. Just because So it's honestly just so fun to do it. Like
This
we're
is my hobby. Like,
Yeah.
like
this is my social life.
literally, this is my COVID social life. Even after COVID, like you
Yeah.
know, like I don't care if we're getting 20 views or 2,000.
Oh, bear.
Oh,
Oh,
What up,
hey.
big head?
Hi,
He's been locked
bear.
out of the room for an hour. Now he's all excited.
Oh,
Aw.
bear. Cairo bear.
I'll say too. I contribute to like at least between me and Alex, we contribute to at least 10 or more other Patreons of content creaters that we like.
I always,
know you're on
get very
Pajukin.
excited when I see your name pop up on the producer list of Pajukin. I go,
Yeah, me
"Mom,
too. I'm Pajukin too.
You're
Yeah.
Pajukin too?
I'm Pajukin too. Oh, thanks for noticing me, Jill. I appreciate it.
Are you on there? Are you on there? Are you on their
Yeah.
He's like
Oh.
right by Molly's name.
That's why. That's why
Yeah.
everyone every time I appear on the channel, Maxwell always goes, it's very rare that we get a patron on these streams. And he says it every single time I come in.
I can't even tell you how much I freaking love Maxwell. I love
Yeah.
him so much.
Yeah, for real.
I love
For real.
Maxwell.
All right, we do have to get going on these a little bit because we have
Sorry.
about no, you're fine. We have about 9 more to go, and we're hour 15 in.
Again, we say this every Q&A. Welcome to the Q&A.
The Q&As are the most fun.
For about 45 minutes.
Yeah, and they're
Well-
once a month, so they're once a
Yeah.
month, which is fine.
And the Q&As is literally just like this is us hanging out. Like
we
this is
also started an
literally
hour
it.
early today.
Not that we don't do it 4 or 5 times a week already, but
No, I know, but like this is almost exactly to like our Zoom hangouts where we just
In a way, this is kind of another version of happy hour, just without like the
Yeah.
excessive drinking.
yeah.
Like,
True.
right? Like, we're
When
hanging
Sean
out.
came on last night, that was like almost it like kind of turned into
I had a hard time talking to him. I'm like, wait, I talk to
I
you
know.
so
Yeah.
many times a week as
I
Sean
know.
Sullivan. What do I even ask you
I
right
know. That's why I stayed silent. I was just like, I don't know what to do.
I just
I don't
wanted
know
to
what
let
to do
him
with my
talk,
hands.
but I was like, I needed to ask him
Isn't that
questions.
the weirdest thing? It's when you
Yeah.
talk, you guys
Yeah.
literally talk to him every day out of character,
Uh-huh.
and then when someone
Uh-huh.
comes in character, it's like, what do I do?
Yeah.
How do I do
With
Uh,
my
this?
hands.
Like, oh yeah, he's on corruption, so he's a
Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
guy, and he's gonna be mean, but he's not really being mean.
Yeah.
He literally texted me
Not
before. He's
an
like,
asshole. He's only kind of an asshole, but not.
Yeah. he
really.
texted me before. Watch this. I'm gonna be a total asshole to you. And I'm like, okay.
He texted me. He goes, "You ready for the chaos?" I go, "Oh my god." All right. Next question here from Daniel, and he had said, "If you guys were stuck on a deserted island and you had to choose movies based on one director, who would it be?"
Easy. George Lucas. By the time I get rescued, put me in a match. Put me in.
You won't
tournament.
have the five new ones though.
Yeah, you only get the old.
You
don't
only get the
get
prequels and the
Sure.
you only get A New
I-
Hope and the prequels.
I know the newer stuff well enough. Put me in a match.
Okay, maybe I would say
It's hard to pass up on George Lucas. It is. It very much because it's Star Wars.
hold on.
I'm
And
a
it's
Mark.
also for me,
I
it's
would-
very hard to pass up on someone like Spielberg because of Indiana Jones.
Steven Spielberg
and-
was going to be mine. I think
And
Spielberg
he
is fine.
kind of pseudo in a way directed the Back to the Future movies as well. He was almost a co-director on those movies.
His name ain't on the title. You don't get to take it with you.
Is he also directing West Side Story?
Steven Spielberg presents
No.
Back to the
Okay,
Future.
where does it say directed by on the back?
He might just be the producer, Jake.
Look at the back, Jake. Does it say directed by?
He's not. He's not the credited director, but Spielberg
Yeah,
pretty much
then you
directed
can't
those
pick him.
movies. So I'm not going to choose Spielberg because of that reason. I love Indy, and I effing love Indy. I do, and it hurts
he
me to
is
say
directing
this,
West Side Story. Ooh, okay.
but
West Side Story.
Denis Villeneuve has not missed a beat for me as a director. Sicario, Enemy, Blade Runner 2049, Arrival. He's doing Dune. I mean, what he does as a Prisoners. What he does as a director for me is incredible. He's my favorite working right now, and so I'm going to do that just for that reason.
I think mine would be Steven Spielberg.
Put me in a Denis Villeneuve match after that.
I have some solid runner ups, but you go ahead, Brian.
You need to get past Zipper first before you start talking shit.
I'm gonna fucking whop Zipper in that next round.
First off, did you say I'm gonna whop him?
I'm gonna whop him.
Whop?
You've never heard that?
Not with an A.
Yeah, I know.
No. What the fuck?
I think I'm a basic bitch like always, and I'd probably just go the Russo brothers because then I get Captain America, Winter Soldier, Civil War,
dude,
Infinity War, and Endgame.
That's a really good call. Plus, you get Arrested Development. That's a really good call.
I get Extraction.
I love Arrested Development.
You get no. They didn't direct Extraction.
Oh no,
they produced. Yeah, they were the backers behind the film.
I mean, I get 21 Bridges, but they
didn't direct that either.
No. All right. Well, did they?
You get Cherry.
Well, let's hope that's good. Honestly, in it, I know Jake's gonna just roll his eyes.
The Russo brothers is really good, man. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. I'm smart.
I could also argue Brad Bird.
You get Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
And you get The Incredibles. And
you get Mission Impossible 4. And Tomorrowland.
Yeah, I could also argue Brad Bird.
Did you see when
you get The Incredibles?
Did you see Rachel said anytime she sees Ghost Protocol on, she has to stop what she's doing and finish the movie?
That's why she's our mod. Hello.
No, Rachel Cushing.
Oh, well, that's why she's the greatest of all time.
Fun fact, Brad Bird directed Do the Bartman, from The Simpsons.
What is that?
You don't know Do the Bartman?
I'm not a Simpsons guy. Sorry.
Sorry. Not a Simpsons guy. You should know Do the Bartman. It's the Bart song.
Yeah, I'm not a
1990.
So my runner-ups are gonna be John Hughes. And
not surprised.
That's a good one.
Yeah, not surprising at all. And Judd Apatow. That's a really good one.
Good. That's actually really good. That's a good one.
He's done some shows too.
Yes.
Jill, you made a very good point with that. If I pick John Lasseter, I get a lot.
Yeah, you get all the Pixar films, Brian.
Yeah. Which gives me Toy Stories.
That's what I thought you were gonna pick.
I didn't think of it until now.
Yeah, no, you're a John Lasseter person for sure.
Ooh, yeah, he did Freaks and Geeks, Undeclared, Love, Crashing. I'm there for Judd Apatow.
I would go Spielberg as my runner-up. That's what I would do. Maybe even on a different day, it would be Spielberg. That's how close they are for me.
Yeah, Lasseter probably would be if I'm going director.
Me too.
Because then I get Toy Story, Toy Story 2.
You pretty much get the first 10, 15 years of Pixar with John.
Actually, he's not that many. I'm looking at it right now. He
just left off on a really bad note.
He only directed the first 2 Cars, the first 2 Toy Stories, and A Bug's Life, and that's it.
I mean, A Bug's Life is an all-timer. So
yeah, but see, I could honestly watch Toy Story and Toy Story 2.
Unpopular opinion, I think I like A Bug's Life more than Toy Story 1.
A Bug's Life is the best Pixar film, hands down.
She's gone.
He said A Bug's Life is the best Pixar film, hands down, but I'm the one getting dropped.
You said the best Pixar film
Jake
of all
did.
time?
Yeah.
But A Bug's Life?
A Bug's Life.
A Bug's Life.
The best Pixar film.
He says A Bug's Life is the best Pixar film.
It's the best.
That is not correct.
I would have to watch it again, but I can almost certainly say no.
Yeah, not the best.
Well, that's why film is subjective, guys. So you know what? How about this? A Bug's Life. A Bug's Life is the best Pixar film, guys. Boom. There you go.
Did you say art is subjective?
Hey, yes, exactly.
Okay, because that is for any of my drag family out there, Dragula. That is the catchphrase is art is subjective. So we don't judge you on your drag because art is subjective. We are going to judge you on your performance.
I mean, try telling that to a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, good luck.
Art is subjective, Star Wars fans.
All right, next question comes from Simon, and he had asked our first Schmoedown question of the Q&A, by the way. And we're only an hour and 24 minutes in. If you could team up with any competitor in the Schmoedown for a match, who are you teaming up with, and what would your team name be?
First off, Molly, that finger is glistening.
It sure is.
Is that your Twilight ring?
It is. I wear it all the time.
I love it so much.
That's her Twilight championship ring.
I won Twilight trivia. Specifically, I beat Brian in Twilight trivia.
I was just there to have a good time.
And
Fucking
they
Mimi.
got me this prize.
I'll never forget Mimi's Cafe.
Mimi's Cafe.
I hope they make quizzes for the other movies too.
All we have to do is ask him. Poor Nerd Chronic has to watch them, but we.
I'm ready.
Anyway, back to this question. I have a question right off the bat, and it's someone that I have dearly missed from this league. One of my all-time favorites, and that is Miss Clark Wolf. I would love to team with Miss Clark Wolf, and I think our team name would be great. It would be called Beowulf. Berlin means bear in German. Her name is Wolf. It's kind of similar, Beowulf. So.
Oh, I like that. I mean, I have to say Alex, right?
No.
You don't have to.
I don't have to. But
the two of you teamed up in a teams match, it might not go too well.
Probably not, but it would be fun. Honestly, yeah, I would pick Alex because he's not too shabby at some single stuff, and if we were a team and had to do like a teams tournament, it would force me to like watch a bunch of stuff that I haven't seen or like study the classics or something like that. So
I mean, he did show that he knows sports movies.
Yeah, that particular one. He
replacements.
Yeah. That's probably a cop-out answer, but
it's fair. It's funny. Brian and I talked about, on an episode where it was just the two of us, we talked about dream up matches. And we talked about how we would love to see you and Alex versus Sam and Rachel being the couples match.
They would destroy us.
Yes, but you sprinkle in some Star Wars, obviously, to make it even.
Well, we added someone else too, didn't we? It was like
it was some kind of other couple. Yeah,
was it Mike and Shannon?
I just came up with a great happy hour concept. We will talk later.
Brian, we talked about Dan and Mara.
I was gonna say Dan and Mara is a better matchup with Rachel and Sam.
Yeah, you and Alex would be like, "Hey guys,
yeah." I mean, Bateman has asked me countless times, like on backstage and otherwise, like if I had to sub in for whatever reason in a singles match, would I? And I'm like, hell yeah. I'd probably make a fool of myself, but
why not though? Like, who cares?
I might know one or two of the answers, and I'd be like, "Ba-boom!
Give me that belt,
bitch!" Jill, what about you? Would you pick Sean?
No.
I'm nodding.
For Star Wars, yes. For anything else, no. Because even he will be the first to admit that all he watches is Star Wars. Marvel,
he's talked about it a dozen times. Yeah.
And Lord of the Rings. He does not watch movies. So no, I would not pick Sean. For me, I was gonna say Silvestrini, but our strengths are way too similar.
Yeah, Disney and animated.
Yeah. So I have 3.
Damn.
So it would either be Stacey Howard, Eric Zipper, or Janine.
Love it.
Ooh.
I would like as my partners, because with Stacey we could just drink wine and have a real fucking great time. Like I get some good pulls every now and then. I get some lucky pulls every now and then, so we could work that magic. And then I just love Eric and Janine. So with those, I think they would be a lot of fun. We would be shit because I would be absolutely terrible, but we would have a good time, and that's what matters.
Brian.
Jake's already like, I knew who he's going to say. Who am I going to say?
There's 2 people off the top of my head.
Who are the 2?
Alex and Smets.
No, actually.
Really?
Zipper was my number 1 because I know I have the most fun with him. Okay. He makes me laugh just from not doing anything.
The first time we met Eric Zipper, like officially, was at Free For All upstairs on the balcony, and it was his birthday, and he had a birthday cake, and he said, "Y'all look nice. Do you want to help me eat my birthday cake?" And we're like, "Okay." So
I love him.
That's adorable.
he's amazing.
He's the best. And then part of me wants to pick Mike, but then I feel like it might get a little too intense.
Yeah,
Mm.
I can see Mike. Yeah,
I feel
He gets really angry very easily.
yeah. So
I mean, we saw him during the Celebrity Family or the Family Feud game. Like, God.
so that's why I'm a little hesitant.
We were backstage in the green room, like, Mike, we're supposed to be having a good time.
I was in the actual backstage watching it. I'm like, don't bring me on screen right now because I'm dying.
It's not the first time. It's not the first time I've seen him do that either, where he literally comes and he goes, "We're just gonna have fun today. This is just a fun match," and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, I
love Mike. I want to put that on the record. I do love Mike. He's great.
Zipper's a good one. Zipper is definitely a good one.
Zipper is amazing.
All right, next one's from
His laugh
Reefton.
is the best.
Most stupid thing you have ever witnessed.
The 2016 election.
Oh.
And next question.
Yeah, seriously.
Might as well. I mean, we can move on if you guys want to.
You want to get into
I
it?
can't top that. I can't top that answer.
That's kind of a cop-out answer, though. I was
the Astros cheating is the most stupid thing I've ever witnessed. Because they did not need to cheat. They were talented enough to win. So,
I mean,
dumb.
Artemis Fowl was pretty bad.
I still haven't seen Artemis Fowl, and what I want to do is I want to get really drunk and watch Artemis Fowl, and then text you guys my thoughts on Artemis Fowl.
Good luck.
let me check it out beforehand so I know what you're talking about. Just give me a heads up, and I'll watch it.
All of you guys watch it beforehand, and then I'll get really drunk and be like, "What is that?"
I think this might be most embarrassing, but I know one thing, and I can remember how horrible it was when I couldn't have been more than 10. My best friend that lived 4 houses down, he was having a pool party, and like all the neighbors and everyone were over, and we were about to like go somewhere. Like the kids were, I think we were just gonna go ride our bikes somewhere. And I was kind of like, you know how like you're not riding the bike, but you have your like feet on the sides and you're just kind of like going. I lost my balance and with the bike fell into the pool. And so like this is in front of like 50 people. And like in a good everyone I know. Like imagine the whole neighborhood being there and watching you do this. I vividly remember going, if I pretend like I'm stuck under this bike and someone has to save me, it won't be as embarrassing. And I was like, no, I'm not going to purposely drown myself. And just like getting, I will never forget.
Oh my god!
Well, you didn't witness that. You experienced that.
Yeah. Whatever. But
did you have an outer body experience, Brian?
I guess. I just remember it like roaring laughter of everyone. I'm just like,
you're a kid. It's a funny thing.
What I would have done if it was me now, I would have gotten out and just taken a bow. Like, you just got to embrace it.
I was just like, I just remember being under the bike, being like, I should just stay here and hope someone saves me.
I should just die.
I'm just gonna die now.
Yeah,
die right here.
So
I will say another one because the election is like a big one. The Tide Pod challenge.
Oh my god, those idiots.
No.
Idiots.
They are fun to squeeze though.
I will pull a Brian and shake my finger and say no to that.
I need to make that a GIF. I got to make that a GIF for Brian.
It's in the
no, I'm gonna zoom in on you and make it an actual GIF for yourself. That way, anybody tweets anything stupid, you can just be like, no.
Every time it's not even no. It's just me getting like attention. Yeah.
All right, next one comes
I
from
didn't
Delvin.
answer. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Shit, sorry, Jill.
I took up too much time.
My bad.
I'm sorry. So I worked in customer service all my life. So,
Oh god, here we
That's all you
go.
had to say.
Grab a drink,
But-
guys. This one's gonna be long.
It's not. I promise it won't be long. But I've definitely heard. So back when I worked at Knott's Berry Farm, I worked at ticket sales. People would come up to me and go, "How much are tickets?" Look at the sign behind me. I would walk out, look at the sign up front, look at them.
I would not even respond.
That would happen at least 5 times a day, not even exaggerating. I would also get people handing me coupons that would say clearly on there how much their ticket would be worth. How much is my ticket with this coupon? So I would literally circle it and just hand it back to them. Like, I worked there at like 5 years at this point, so I was like, I'm done trying to be courteous. Like, you're an idiot.
That is reminding me of another story that I will tell when you're done.
GameStop.
At Disney, I would get a lot. I would work at Ariel's Grotto and the Cove Bar at Disneyland. I'd get, is Ariel here? Sign. I'd look downstairs and see Ariel in clear view. Yes, she's here. I would get, where's the roller coaster? I would look behind me at the restaurant, with the roller coaster that is clearly at the end of the pier. As soon as you walk in that area,
You can hear it the second you walk through the park.
So,
I mean,
working in customer service, especially in theme park customer service, the thing I learned one of my first weeks ever of working in a theme park was when people go to the theme park, they leave their brains at the car.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that is the most accurate description I have ever heard in my entire life, because people are morons when they enter a theme park. So dumb.
That's why they just started serving alcohol there now.
Mm.
I also got dumb people with, anyway, that's a whole other, drunk dumb people are the worst dumb people.
Mhm. So
Molly,
when
do you have
I
something?
when I worked retail kind of customer service, I worked in a photo lab for years.
Ooh.
And one of the biggest complaints that we would get constantly, especially from like rich soccer moms that basically don't know how to use their cameras,
So Karens.
but take thousands and thousands of pictures to come like then get developed, or not developed because they're digital, printed. You would be shocked at how many people blame blurry pictures on the people printing the pictures. They're like, these are blurry, I want to redo.
I'm not shocked at all. As someone who's worked in customer service all their life, not shocked in the slightest.
That's crazy.
I'm like,
Wow, stupidity.
that's not how photography works. And they're like, no, I want a refund. And I'm like, okay, fine, but your pictures are still blurry.
Take them somewhere else. They're gonna end up worse.
That's
Yeah.
why I've never ever been able to work customer service. I just can't.
Yeah, I worked at a baseball store here in Sacramento for about 2 years, and I got a lot of stupid people too.
Working at Disney
Yes.
customer service is great because you would just stand there and you just nod your head, and then when they were done, you would say, "City Hall is that way. You can file your complaint."
That is
There-
very fair.
There was one really funny for people who worked in the photo lab industry, I guess, joke that I would do, not super often because it wasn't very often that people actually brought rolls of film to be developed, but usually when they did, it was like serious photographers who knew what they were doing. But sometimes it would just be like normal people, and every once in a while, like if the roll rolled off the table and like dropped on the floor, or if like we dropped it on accident trying to put it in the bag, we'd be like, oh no, pictures are gonna be blurry now, like as a joke. And I had this woman nearly break down and to start crying when I said that to her.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I'm kidding.
And I was like, no, I'm kidding.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that works.
Right.
No one knows how
man.
pictures work.
So I'm sure,
So stupid.
I'm sure people who are watching this now are curious. Molly, how many naked people did you have to print out while you were?
Oh God.
That face says it all.
Oh, I have printed out some interesting things.
Like, is there like a rule where like people aren't allowed to do that? Or like
the rule is if you think it's illegal, don't print it.
got it. Okay.
Shit. That's it.
That's it. That's it. And you know,
wow.
we
It's a
saw
very stretchy line there.
it sure is. And you better believe we saw a lot of nudity and just like really, really, really weird shit.
Oh my God.
If you ever go get pictures developed anywhere, or if you have in the past, those people have seen your pictures. I'm telling you. Like some people I guess think that they don't see them.
They have to. They have to put them in the bag. Like they have to see your pictures.
And it's like, no, I see everything. I've made
Well,
copies of people's
I would just
pictures.
make a tally of how many dicks I've seen today. Just like a dick tally. Just
Oh my God.
So if there's one thing you've learned from this month's Q&A, everyone, don't take your photos to a photo lab.
Yeah.
Definitely don't
Wiener
take them
show.
to me if I were to still work there, because I'll make copies and I'll put them on my.
copies and show them to us.
I had a cork board called the Wall of Debauchery.
Oh
Where we would-
God.
Make copies. This was probably illegal somehow, but we would make copies of just like some really insane pictures and just like put them on the wall.
Wow.
I had to ask.
That's
I just had to
that's
ask the question.
I had one guy sign a copy of a picture for me because he was like a grown ass man, but his pictures were of him and 3 other grown ass men in like full American flag onesies doing like different karate poses.
Cute.
oh my God, yes.
and like posing with this karate like
Was it Johnny Lawrence?
Was it Johnny Lawrence?
I don't know, maybe probably not, but they were like doing their poses and they were like posing with their award that they had gotten at their place where they do karate. But it just tickled me so much. I was like, can I have a copy of one of these pictures and can you sign it? And he was like, yes.
Can you imagine?
Cute. That's a cute picture to get signed. Like that's fun.
Can you imagine the person if we were still in the time of getting pictures developed? The person that would have to develop pictures of slave Leias and you as Jabba. Just you holding a bunch of guys in slave Leia costumes.
Yeah.
That would be child's play compared to some of the stuff I've seen.
Oh, I can imagine.
I'm sure.
Goodness.
The worst I
Nice.
think it has been like kids who go to camp and their parents bring their little disposable cameras in. Those kids are getting up to no good. They are taking pictures down their pants,
Oh my God.
and I'm like, do I print this? Do I just leave it in the negatives? Some experimentation going on.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Well, anyway.
a lot of parents had some interesting moments in my photo lab. Anyways,
Oh my
I
God.
feel like that should be like a Reddit AMA. I used to
That
work
should.
at like a CVS photo lab. Ask me anything.
God.
oh my god.
All right. Well, we can try to follow that up as best we can. Coming from Selvin, what celebrity would you rate as a perfect 10?
Ryan Reynolds.
Should we each do a guy and a girl?
Sure.
I only
Ryan
have one.
Reynolds and Karen Gillan.
Make it interesting.
There's my 2.
Who?
Ryan Reynolds and Karen Gillan.
Those are solid.
Thank you.
I
I
think
only picked Ryan Reynolds today because I watched Deadpool 2 like 2 days ago. But he seems like a great guy. He's
He
funny
does.
and he's
I love his
sweet,
charm.
so he's
I love his charm.
not bad to look at.
Oh, this might be a cop out, but I'm going to say Gabby Torres.
oh, stop it.
Ghost.
She's in a couple commercials. She's a celebrity in my book.
It's in the Schmoedown.
Does she have an IMDb?
I do.
I don't know, maybe.
I have an IMDb.
Okay, that's a cop out. I'll say, so if we're doing a guy and a girl, I will obviously go with Scarlett Johansson. Perfect 10. Easy. Just too easy. And then Jake Gyllenhaal.
That's good.
So I watched
that guy is gorgeous.
So there's a little clip I watched today. It's Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds, and Gray Drake is interviewing the two of them. I guess they were like in a space film.
Yeah, they were in a movie called Life.
Yeah, and it's this clip that's gone viral, and it's Gray Drake, and she said, "So is the best thing about filming a space film the fact that you get to wear socks all the time?" And their minds exploded. They were like, "Holy shit, that's the reason!" Like they were like, "That's the best question we've ever been asked. That is why we love this. We get to wear onesie and socks all day."
Have you guys? So there's a clip. You should also search the clip. So obviously, when they go on like late night shows, they do like these acts, these skits.
Mm-hmm.
There's a skit of him on Seth Meyers' show where Seth Meyers walks into his dressing room and he's taking off his hair and he's bald. It's so good. It's such a great little skit they pull before. Obviously, it's not true, but I get a kick out of it every time I see it.
I'm trying to think of an actor. I have my actress.
Actress.
Margot Robbie.
Oh, that accent.
Okay.
I'll do the fist bite. I'll do the fist bite.
Leonardo DiCaprio gif.
Yeah, I love that gif.
Her and everything is just.
I love her.
I love her the most in the movie Focus. Has anyone seen the movie Focus with Will Smith? She's the best in that movie.
I think Robbie is younger than I am, and that makes me sad because I'm like, look how successful she is. Same with
she's like, I think.
Ridley. I'm like, Daisy Ridley is younger than me, and she starred in Star Wars.
She's 30.
Okay.
No, Daisy Ridley's my age, I think. I think she's 29.
Well, she's younger than me.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Margot Robbie is 30, which is younger than me.
Okay.
I
and me.
This year.
How is she younger than me?
Right, Molly? Welcome to my world. And I'm like, what?
Someone who I don't know if this person is younger than me, but I'll say Zac Efron.
I think he is. If it is, it's close.
He's probably close to my age.
Same age. He's
you go.
younger than me by like a couple of months.
So like Zac Efron after High School Musical is like
Baywatch. Zac Efron's on another level.
Oh my God, The Greatest Showman, Zac Efron.
17 again, Zac Efron.
Also, I will say this too, because him in Disgustingly Wicked, Shockingly
As
Violent.
Ted Bundy.
Mm-hmm.
Why does this not surprise me with her?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Ted Bundy's hot. I'm not saying Ted Bundy's
You're saying
hot.
Ted Bundy's hot.
No, I'm not.
I agree.
Thank you.
He's charming. He's charming.
Zac Efron in that movie.
Oh my God. Brian, you either muted yourself or took your mic out. I don't know. One or the other.
I to see his butt in that movie.
It's probably a good thing because I just yelled. I was like, women and their bad boys, except this guy's a mass murderer.
That is not what I said. I didn't say I loved and admired Ted Bundy. I said Zac Efron was hot in that movie, and you got to see his butt. It's a nice butt.
Brian, what are your choices? I'm interested.
The lady on your right shoulder.
Ooh, Charlize.
I
need your bra. She's my close second for sure.
Anything.
For sure. Yep.
I want to see.
You know what? To be honest, I think she's the hottest as that right there, Furiosa. Or Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, I was gonna say Atomic Blonde, probably.
What's her name, Brian?
Atomic Blonde.
Lorraine Broughton, man.
Okay.
Just that name alone.
The movie's amazing, and she's the best. Anything she's in. Anything.
Agreed.
I would have to say Sebastian Stan.
That's a good one. He's got a very chiseled mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Plus, he has a metal arm.
You said what's up, Kevin Smith. I'll let Kevin Smith know you said what's up.
Yeah.
Although I was balancing between a couple different of the females, Saoirse Ronan, obviously Jake knows that, but that's a cop out one. And Anya Taylor-Joy.
I was gonna say
After
her
that Golden
too.
Globe, the Golden
Yeah.
Globe dress.
So,
Oh
okay,
my God.
here's the thing. Her confidence is
Yes.
what is.
Yes.
I was gonna like this was going through my head and I was gonna talk to Sean about it, but I was too enthralled in the show. She's very interesting looking, but like in a good way.
Mhm.
What, Jill? What episode are you guys on?
We just finished 3.
Oh God, you're not even to the best part with her
Yeah,
yet. Just
She's
wait.
amazing.
Just wait.
She's-
If you
I
think she's good now, like wait until you see the confidence in like episode 7.
I think she's stunning. Like
It's off the
I
charts.
I like women who are like kind of like not conventionally.
Conventionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's super cute.
Yeah.
It's just she's not your stereotypical Hollywood whatever. Like she's not big boobs, plastic surgery, like any of that.
She looks more old Hollywood, to be honest.
Does.
She embraces her culture from wherever she kind of comes from. You know,
Yeah.
she's not the typical look of an actress.
Spain, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny though because when I heard they were doing the Furiosa without Charlize, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, how do you do that?"
Yeah,
And then they said
perfect.
her, and I was like, "Oh,
she's perfect for it. She's perfect for it. Yeah.
Well, if they're gonna throw someone else other than Charlize, then you gotta pick the best one." So, yeah.
All right, next one here comes from Almog, and he had asked, name one thing you will change in one of your co-hosts, and don't everyone pile on Jake.
You added that.
I have an
No. I swear to God, I can show you the Patreon. That was there. That was all Almog.
I have an immediate answer for this one.
Oh God. So are we doing it about everyone or just one person?
No,
Just one.
I want
Okay.
Molly to move to California.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
That's what I would change.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Or at least close. Like Arizona or something.
I wish Molly wasn't on the complete other side
Yeah.
of the country.
That's true.
Would be the one thing I would change about
That's
anybody
true.
here.
That would also be mine.
Which I
would change that about myself. Or I would change it about all of you guys living on the East Coast, but I
I'm
feel
not
like
opposed
that
to
would
living on that side of the country.
that would cause more problems than one person moving.
It's funny. Gabby and I have had more and more conversations lately about moving out of California than ever before, and like picking specific destinations. So I don't know if it'll ever happen, but we've talked about it more and more over the last couple months. I will say I wish Jill didn't take naps during our main show.
Okay, that wasn't a nap. That was me driving 3 hours.
I thought you were going to say Jill's messages.
Oh yeah, I already said that on the show, so I don't want to say anything different.
And I already gave multiple.
You want to know? You want to know
I
what's
might not
funny?
be on that day.
You want to know what's funny is it has never bothered me. If anyone else does it, not in that group chat, it pisses me off. Shaw is the worst. Our friend,
we've talked about our friend. He sends like
I only do it when I'm
pages
drunk.
of messages at a time. Like,
it
it's
doesn't.
annoying.
Jill, it doesn't even phase me.
I only do it when I'm drunk. I only napped the one time because I drove for 2.5 hours from the desert, and Sean got to sleep the whole time, and I didn't get to, and I was tired. We took 2 hikes that morning.
I would.
I feel bad now. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm joking. I'm joking.
It actually worked out. I think it personally was.
It was
better.
perfect. Sean
That
showed up
Sean-
and you popped in without me even knowing. I didn't even realize you
Well,
were
'cause I
in the
was like-
background.
I was like, okay, because I was gonna like wait until I was, because I woke up and I was like not coherent.
No.
So Sean came in. He was like, "I'm gonna stream," and I was like, "No, because POV is gonna be on right now, so you can't stream." And he was like, "I'm gonna go on POV." Cool. Like I was not like at all conscious awake until I came on, and even when I came on, I was like,
Yeah, you either looked like you were still asleep or that you were really pissed at him. Like, there was one of two
I
ways.
was not conscious. Like when I say I was not conscious, I was I knocked the F out. Like I was. That's why I wasn't on yesterday. I feel bad.
I'm just giving you shit.
I think it worked out better because
Yeah,
you came on like, excuse me, what is going on?
What are you doing here? No makeup, my pajamas on, my hair a mess.
You're fine.
Brian, what about you?
I would change the fact that Molly, I would take all of her pops and put them in my area.
You steal all my pops?
Absolutely.
All of them?
All
You want
of
all of them?
At least Thrawn.
All of them.
Just thrown.
All 300 of plus
You want to
of
know?
them?
You want to know what's sad is I've literally been like, when I get that stimulus check, should I spend $200?
Brian.
Why not? It's extra money.
Listen, looking. Why not? No. My
See,
mom.
all mine is going into savings, but also like it's extra money. Treat yourself.
If
I
I
love I love seeing Molly look at her pops and her head is going around the entire room.
I know. She's
Yeah, I'm
It's just
realizing
going in a
that
circle.
the Arthron one is in Alex's office.
if I would love for you to do the Funko, not cat. Well, it's like a catalog type thing where it keeps track like this. It has your collection is worth
I wanna
currently that much money. I would love to see it on your.
I mean, well, does it count if they're all out of the box?
I mean,
Yeah, it just calculates the price that they are now.
yeah, how much they're going
Oh.
for. So like my Darth Revan is going for $55 right now.
I'm trying to see how much my most
Really?
expensive one is.
And mine's in the box still.
Yeah, and like my
This one?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's going for $55 right now.
Hmm.
Or the Inquisitor, this guy,
Dusty.
this guy's going for $48.
The most expensive one I have, depending on where you look, is anywhere between $275 and $400.
I mean,
I have to assume the most expensive one we have is Big Star Darklighter.
Mine's Edna Mode.
Let me look.
Incredibles.
Wow.
I'll tell you right now, the Thrawn one's going for $240 is what.
The Biggs one is more.
Let me look.
I'll ask the next question while you're looking.
Biggs is going for $1,080.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah.
Criminy. Oh my god. All right.
I'm happy with my $300 Edna Mode.
Yeah.
If you are ever
seriously.
bored, if you are ever that bored, you should catalog it and see.
Mm.
I bet you would go over to 10 grand.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've gotten like all the special editions, like all the exclusive ones from like the past couple of years. Yeah, there's a lot.
The only Incredibles
Jesus.
one I don't have is the most expensive one, and that's the retro suit Mr. Incredible, and that one's going for like $2,500 or something.
It's funny. This guy's my third most expensive one, and he's like going for like 40, and he just came out. And I'm like, and out of the whole collection, he's like, he looks cool, but he's not compared to Ahsoka and Bo-Katan.
I want an Ahsoka one. So
Get that one's still available.
I have an extra of the newest one that came out. I'll send it to you.
Oh, you don't have to do that, but I'll
It's still in the box.
It matches your gentle giant behind you.
my Gentle Giant. I have my.
No, not the stuffed toy. The
No,
thing
no, no,
that
no,
we
no,
got.
the actual
my
figure.
Gentle Giant and
Yeah.
my little
Oh.
I have
All right, next question.
Ahsoka shelf soon. So
Mm.
with my
You're gonna have an
savings,
Ahsoka shrine.
Super
Me,
Beat
you and me
Ahsoka.
both. You and me both. Next question comes from Mr. Reefton, and he's getting deep here. Can you describe a perfect moment for you?
Perfect
Easy for me. Walking into Comic-Con with my best friend, like I and my sister. That was something I was hoping to do before I died. Just going to it, get alone. I get to do it with my sister and my best friend. Easy. Not
Is this a perfect moment that we've already experienced, or that like just general?
I think it can be either. Maybe a perfect moment that you see yourself having with someone or something, or maybe something you've experienced in the past.
I'll give both. I'll give my perfect moment and one that has happened. But Molly, you go first.
Oh, I was going to say this has happened quite a few times. Cabin in the Woods. Not the scary kind.
I was like, watching that movie
was
would
like,
be
No,
the
no, no.
best moment of your life.
No, like being at a cabin with friends.
Yeah.
Well,
Around-
yeah, hell yeah. Have you seen the cabins that you go to? It's the
party.
same thing.
With friends, just sitting around the fireplace, being stupid and telling stories.
Yeah.
Jill, what about you?
For me, it's when Sean got drafted last season, because it was like we were there with our Schmoedown friends and we didn't expect it to happen.
Us
And
too.
I know you were there too.
I would have loved to have done that in person. Man, that would have been so cool.
It was so fun, and especially because he was after Alex, he was the first Star Wars competitor that was drafted, which blew our minds because you were like, "What the fuck? Like, what's happening?" So that absolutely astounded us. And then obviously we got to hang out with all of our friends afterward and drink way too much. So that was awesome. Our recent Joshua Tree trip was amazing. Like just Sean and I and exploring and going through little tiny caverns and having heart attacks, but it was like it was fun. It was really nice to get out. Should I give my hypothetical perfect moment? Because you can send Sean notes. I will allow it.
Oh God, here we go.
No, it's easy. So there's this thing. I think it's called the Rise Festival or something. But it's a festival in the middle of the desert.
Burning Man?
No, not Burning Man. One of my boss and my ex-boss, one of my really good friends, hosts a camp at Burning Man. It's a huge burner. But no, so I think it's called Rise Festival, and it is a floating lantern festival.
Oh yeah.
That's come to Sacramento. Sacramento every year they do them out on the river.
Yeah,
by the bridge.
I think there's one over by us too, and it's a lantern festival, and there's music, and you do your lanterns. If he proposed to me at a place that had tangled lanterns, I would probably die.
Did you know that in Disneyland, obviously, Paris, they have a tangled castle? Like, it actually has the tower in Paris.
I have that at Disney World, too, and it's the bathrooms. It's great.
Oh.
They have their tangled area is a bathroom in Fantasyland. It's very gorgeous, but it's a bathroom. Anyway, take notes. Text Sean. Let him know. But
I guess I have two. One was actually just a few weeks ago. It was when we didn't have a Sunday show. It was either the Sunday where we missed because of something, and then we pushed one because of Valentine's Day. But Gab and I literally spent all day doing errands and house stuff, and then we sat on the couch and watched a show with Kylo together, and just made dinner and hung out. And it was the first time in a really long time that we actually have done that, where we kind of both had a day off where we weren't really doing anything. And the second one was going to the World Series a few years ago with my dad. Big time experience. I got a sudden surprise call the day before the game. We flew out. We watched the game. We flew back that night. It was a very quick trip, but he knows how much baseball means to me, and he wanted to surprise it to me. And the fact that it was in LA for the first time in a very long time. I think even though I'm not a Dodger fan, I still have the Dodgers towel from the World Series somewhere in this room.
If it didn't
just because it was,
if it didn't mean so much, you had asked for it. But I know it means a lot to you. So.
just because it was such a big moment.
Jill, he doesn't even know where it is.
It's packed away somewhere.
If you're not even gonna know it's not there,
I will happily send it to you. The fact that it's just sitting in storage, I'll find it. I'll give it to you.
I'm not.
No, I trust me. The picture is worth enough, and just we got hot dogs and we drank beer and
you got Dodger dogs.
We got Dodger dogs, and he actually lost his sunglasses that night. And there's just it was a cool memory. So it was really cool experience with my dad. So.
I love little small memories too. Nothing like anything special. Like I will never, as long as I live, forget the it's Jake and I watching the finale of Rebels on the couch, and
Brian has a video of me watching that.
It's not the video. I just have a picture, and I will never small things like that. Like
I'll have another small thing. It's when I think the first time I saw Sean cry, and it was watching Last Jedi when Luke fades with the dual suns.
I teared too. As much as I hated him dying, I teared too.
To this day. Oh.
that was when Ahsoka came on the screen.
Oh.
Yeah. The certain small things like that is what I love the most.
I have a small moment that I remember with my dad. I mean, I have a lot of interesting moments with my dad. He passed away a couple of years ago, but in high school, I had just got through with a breakup, like not a messy one, but like we had been dating for a long time for high school kids. And I was just like in my room. It was probably like 2 a.m, and I was just watching Two Towers.
As you do.
Because like you do. And my dad came in. I don't know why he was up that late that night, but he came in and he was like, he just like knew something was wrong. And he didn't really ask to talk about it. He kind of just knew what was going on. And he like got in bed with me and we watched Two Towers together.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And he like never did that with me or my sister. And I was just like, oh, he knows what's wrong.
That's so cute.
How does he know?
It's the best when parents don't say anything and they're just like,
they just know what to do. They just
know
what to do.
Oh, that's so cute. Ugh.
I'm trying to think.
I should have saved that one for last, to be honest. But I guess
I know, that's so cute.
All right,
Sean, everybody.
Yeah.
although I will say, even better than him asking what was wrong with me, he didn't ask me what was going on in the movie, which I was like, oh my god, because normally he'd be like, who is that? Why are they doing that? Where are they? Who's that?
Like what I do when Sean and I watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's that person from this other movie, and I'm like, yes.
I'm sorry. I know this is completely off topic. Can I ask, did Alex do anything special when he proposed to you?
I want to know.
And was he wearing carpenter jeans?
No.
Or I mean cargo pants.
No cargo pants, no carpenter jeans. I'm pretty sure he was either in khakis or like nice jeans. That was past the point where I started buying him clothes. So the way he proposed, he was like going behind my back with some of my friends, and it was one of my friends' birthdays, and we went to a piano bar. And
so fun.
Yeah, and this was a piano bar we had been to once or twice before, so we kind of like knew the atmosphere. We knew what it was going to be like. We knew it was going to be a lot of fun. And obviously it was her birthday. They called her up to like do something stupid, like the I'm a Little Teapot dance or whatever. And then they asked her to bring someone else on, and she brought me up there to do it with her. And I was like, oh my God. Of course. And then it just like kept going. Like they had talked to the people working at the piano bar days ahead of this, and it just kept going. And then she had Alex come up, and I was like, there is not this many parts to I'm a Little Teapot. Why is
Alex up here?
Why are there so many people involved here? And then she just kind of like snuck off stage, and he did it on stage. And I was like, what? Stop. But then we got free champagne.
The perks getting to propose to at a bar is they give you free shit afterwards.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure we got like 3 bottles of champagne because our party was so big.
And the rest we don't remember.
Yeah.
All right, next question. A little bit more crazy here from Mr. Selvin. What songs would be played on a loop in hell?
Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
Can you
See,
imagine hearing that all
Here's the
day
thing. I used to
long?
work in childcare.
So did I, and I
Who loved Baby Shark. And for me, the only reason they could calm down is if I played Baby Shark.
no.
That Friday song.
I don't mind.
Friday.
Oh,
That's
a
what
good
I was
one.
gonna say. Rebecca
That-
Black's Friday.
Okay, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
okay, I have backups.
Down on Friday.
I'll go classic and just be like Hell's Bells, Highway to Hell, like
That-
the very simple.
You would not like hearing those?
No, it didn't say that you have to like them or not like them.
Oh, I would
It's
assume
just
if you're
songs
in
being
hell,
played on a loop.
I feel like if you're in hell and you're being tortured by this song.
Oh, then if I'm being tortured, it's anything country.
Mm.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
that's how I took this as. I took it
can't
as
stand country music.
It depends what country, because I love me
Nah.
some Toby Keith.
Nothing country. Nothing.
I like a good bluegrass song here and there, but like classic country or not even classic country, like older country songs. Some of them are tolerable, but I'm not a big fan of
That
country
might
either.
get me canceled.
what?
Can I say something that might get me canceled?
I mean,
For me,
now I'm
my
scared.
songs in hell would be anything by the Red Hot Chili Peppers or Nirvana.
Oh my god!
See, okay, I only know like one or two Nirvana songs, so I can't.
Wow, Jill, that's brave. That's brave.
I might have something to rival that.
Dave Grohl is great.
Aside
Nirvana's just okay. They're just
aside from like one or two songs, Taylor Swift.
Really?
I'd say the same thing, but her songs are very catchy.
They're so good.
Jake likes those.
I think she's a horrible human being, and her
I
songs
agree.
are terrible.
I think she's trash. I think she's trash.
I mean, I like to separate the artist and the actual
Yeah,
human.
see, I
you
try
know.
and separate
I do too.
her music.
I try to do the best with Michael Jackson as well, but sometimes that's hard. So
You better watch
that's,
it with
That's
Molly.
not hard.
Michael Jackson's my all-time favorite artist. I'm very
Okay.
much in the same boat as Molly, so
and,
it's okay.
and that's the thing. I try and separate the art from the artist, and I 100% agree. Taylor Swift is a trash human being, but her songs are very catchy.
They're very catchy.
I don't know that they're.
Get
Some of
Molly.
them are catchy. I feel like just for me, most of them are like, I don't know, like nails on a chalkboard.
Fair, valid.
I wish I could put that Owen Wilson gif up right now. Wow.
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 Yours,
I know.
Yours is less controversial than my statement, though. As soon as people say here that I said Nirvana and the Red Hot Chili Peppers are trash, my DMs are gonna.
I'm just gonna
Well, I'm at it. John Lennon was a trash human being.
Oh, here, I've got one. I don't like the Beatles.
Sean doesn't either, so it's fine. Sean, like-
That's an age gap thing, I think.
No, I just
no, Sean appreciates what they did for the music industry,
Oh,
but he doesn't like
cool,
their
but-
music.
I probably only like them because
Of your parents.
growing up, I had a sister who was 10 years older than me, and she had all the Beatles albums, and those were some of the first albums that I listened to as a like small kid. Like I remember listening to the Walrus Man song and being like, this is so weird, and like as a little kid I would try to sing along, but I would just like make words up that sounded like what was supposed to be the words. And
I do that with Megan Thee Stallion songs.
My mom is from England, so I would just be disowned if I said I didn't like the Beatles. So
I'll
But
make
I
sure she
think
gets
John
this
Lennon was a trash human being because he was.
All right, next question comes from Almog, and he had asked, what is your worst dining experience? Worst food you ate, or just horrible experience?
Oh, I got one.
I don't.
I don't know if I have one, to be
I
honest.
don't
I
know.
can't
have
think of
one.
one on the top of my head. So you two take it.
And for me, I don't have one because I've worked in the restaurant industry for a long point of my life, and so I understand that like sometimes servers just have a bad day, or sometimes the cook just has a bad day. So like I really haven't had like a trash experience at a restaurant.
Let's hear these bad stories, y'all.
Yeah, indulge us.
I literally, when I think about it, it makes me want to throw up. Like I could feel the reflex.
Mine's not that bad.
Went to Jack in the Box for dinner one night.
You found a finger.
No,
that's Wendy's. First,
I would have.
Yes.
I would have
A finger fry.
I would have rather had a finger.
The chili.
Oh no.
And got my usual that I always get. Got bacon cheeseburger.
What's your usual, Brian?
The ultimate bacon cheeseburger.
So
yeah.
So good.
And so get home, eating it, halfway through, take a bite. I feel this weird thing in my mouth. Like I'm like, what is that? It's a weird texture. And I'm like, this is not normal. And so I like, you know how you do that thing when there's something weird in your mouth and you start like pushing it out? It's a black hair that I'm not kidding you. Have you seen the commercial for Hansel and Gretel where she pulls it out of her mouth like that?
And it just keeps going.
And it just keeps going. It honestly had to have been like that long. And it just literally, and it's just, I'm just pulling someone's hair.
I'm sorry that I'm laughing. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. And it's like the hair was cooked into the meat. It wasn't that it fell on top of it. That hair was in the meat. And it literally was like when I pulled it out, it was in the meat still. And I immediately started like throwing up. And I think since that
was this recently?
No, this is when we lived at the house.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I think
do you still eat Jack in the Box there?
I've had it one time since
so it scarred you for life.
It's one time. I was only because it was the only fast food place around me, and I was starving, and that probably
Molly's dying right now. It was a Grogu hair.
Oh God! It literally makes. I'll never forget just going, and it just kept going.
It's the fact that it was cooked in the meat.
I like, you know, if like a hair just falls, you're like, oh, gross. It was in the patty, like in it.
Anyway, Molly, you want to tell your story?
So, mine is more of an experience than something terrible like a giant hair in my meat patty situation. And it's way more lighthearted, but it's also very funny and also very frustrating. So this is during Dragon Con. We're in downtown Atlanta. So downtown Labor Day weekend is just a mess, no matter where you try to go. And we were walking around and we were like, we want to get lunch somewhere that's not like the food court. So we find that there's a Hooters downtown, and we were like, "Oh, wings sound really, really good."
Go to Hooters.
What?
So I've never been.
The Sacramento Hooters is terrible. Plus, the girls aren't good looking, and the food is bad.
Not even there anymore. Actually, I think they just re-put
it. I've never been to a Hooters. I hear their wings are great. I've also thought about applying to Hooters when I was like in college.
Their wings are great. The girls at the Sacramento one are not good looking. But
unfortunate.
But before this, every experience that I had at a Hooters was amazing.
I asked to work out with one just as a joke one time, and I was kind of offended because the woman said sure.
See, I wanted to apply at.
They probably thought you meant like as a cook position.
No, I asked, "Can I be a Hooters waitress?" And they were like, "Sure." And I was like,
"Yes." See, I wanted to apply at Hooters and also a Tilton Kilt, if anyone knows it.
Tilted Kilt?
I know what a Tilted Kilt is, yeah.
Is the greatest.
I wanted to apply at Tilted Kilt, like bad. But like my mom would have found out and I would have been slaughtered. So I didn't.
Go ahead.
I would have made bank at a Tilted Kilt in a Hooters, so I will say that.
Oh yeah. we had a Tilted Kilt next to the apartment that we lived at for a long time before we bought our first house.
So I want to know the consensus. Do you feel like a Tilted Kilt is a classier Hooters?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say it's a little
like
bit
an
classier.
Irish. It's like an Irish pub
It's an Irish pub.
restaurant, except the girls are wearing very scandalous clothes.
Yeah. But also, like, just the usually the atmosphere and the type of people that you see at Hooters. It's like,
Yeah.
meh.
It's the Hooters.
Eh. But, you know, from my experience up until this point, it had all been great. The food is great. Service is great, whatever. But because I assume because this was Dragon Con weekend, Labor Day weekend, downtown Atlanta, there was like a 45-minute to an hour wait to get a table. And that's going to be anywhere you try to go.
Yeah,
in the city during the day. So we're like, all right, fine. Let's just wait the 45 minutes and it'll be worth it because we really want wings. So we wait and we wait and we wait and it's probably an hour goes by. So we get our table, we sit down at the table, we start to order, and the waitress is like, we're out of chicken.
What?
Sorry, continue with yours and I'll tell you something else.
And we're like, excuse me? And she's like, yeah, we're out of chicken. And we're like, this is a Hooters. And she's like, yeah, it's just been busy. We're out of chicken.
And them saying they're out of patties. Like,
yeah.
There's a Popeyes up here near Jake, where we used to live. They ran out of chicken when I went one day.
See, okay, here's
Popeyes.
someone who worked in the restaurant industry for a long time. I would have told y'all that before y'all got seated.
Exactly. I was like, okay, we've been waiting in line for an hour. At what point did you run out of chicken? And why aren't you telling?
Like 5 minutes ago.
And like by the time because we were like, okay, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? They were out of breadsticks. They were out of ketchup. So like if you wanted to order just some fries, there was no ketchup. We were like, all right, you know what? Fuck this. We're just going to go back to the food court or whatever. And we were like telling people as we were walking out that were still in line that they're out of everything. And they were like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, they should be telling you, but they're out of chicken.
They should be telling you.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Because you're not going to get yelled at if you tell them right away.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to get yelled at after they waited for an hour. You're like, oh, by the way, we're out of chicken wings. It's like, well, why the fuck did I wait for an hour? Like,
are you a hangry person? Because I'm a hangry person.
I don't get hangry.
I find that hard to believe.
Listen.
I think I was the one to just be like, you know what? Let's just go somewhere else. There's the food court where we know we can get food. We'll still have to wait, but at least we know that they have chicken.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
If I was the host, the first thing I would have said was, we're out of chicken wings.
You're not a hangry. Gabby is.
Yeah, I date a very hangry person.
Yeah.
Very, very, very angry.
Not hangry. If he's tired, it's done.
Oh, if I'm tired, if I'm tired, it's game over.
It's not tired. It's exhaustion for me. It's not being tired, like sleepy tired. It's more like I've been on the go. I've been dealing with so much stuff today. Leave me alone. Like that type of exhaustion. Like just leave me the fuck alone. And you know what? You would be surprised at how many people just don't understand that concept.
I understand. My mom told me.
Brian does not understand that concept.
I understand. So I've had that problem since I was a toddler, since I was able to talk. So when I was younger, my mom and my dad always, still to this day, make fun of me for this. But when I was younger and I was tired, I'd go, night-night, night-night. Like I could go to bed because I'm tired.
Like that little girl on the beach.
Like literally, like I take a nap. I take a nap right here. Like that's me. When I'm tired, I'm done. Like I don't care what's happening. I don't care what I'm doing. As soon as I hit that block, it's like I'm gonna be upset with you until I'm in bed. Like I have hit that roadblock. I tell my mom, like, as we're adults and we're going out somewhere, I'll smack her. I'll go, it's night time. Like, no, I need to go to bed. Like,
it's fair.
I understand. I get it.
That is fair.
It's night time.
All right, we have two left. Two left. We are at the home stretch here. The next one is from Selvin, and he comes in and says, "What scene in a movie gives you goosebumps every time you watch it?"
Oh, that's easy. One of two for
Yeah.
me.
I have two as well.
I
Yeah,
have one.
Portals
that was my second one.
and The Last Jedi Praetorian Guard fight.
I love that scene.
Either of those, I will literally just stop what I'm doing. Or Vader in the hallway of Rebels. Or not Rebels.
I'll say Endgame Portals, the very end is definitely top 3 for me. It's not, I don't think it's top 2. I guess any given day it would be, but my number 1 is actually from this movie. The initial chase sequence where Furiosa first goes rogue and Max is hooked up to the car. The music kicks in, the cars come out, and you get this gigantic practical effect chase going on with the music and everything. To me, that's like what cinema is, and I could watch it on loop all day, every day, constantly. That would be by far my favorite. So,
what do they call him when he's on the front of the car?
They called him a blood pack. No, not blood pack. It's blood. Is it a blood pack? It's blood something, huh? Yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to think of it right now.
Blood bag.
Blood bag. There we
He
go.
hasn't studied, Brian.
I know.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie in a while, but I still got that close.
That's a lie. I saw your LinkedIn and it said like you watched it the other day.
LinkedIn. Oh, I'm gonna go.
Or not LinkedIn, Letterbox.
Wait, are you guys on LinkedIn? I'm gonna add you on LinkedIn.
No, I'm
not on LinkedIn.
I meant Letterbox.
Molly, do you have a scene that gives you goosebumps?
I was trying to think because like the Portals is a good one too, but I'm gonna go back to Lord of the Rings and say King Theoden's speech riding into Rohan, or the riders of Rohan in Return of the King, or the ride of Rohirrim. I don't remember.
You could honestly say the Battle of and I'd believe you.
I would be like,
I mean, anything.
Like, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Any speech given by King Theoden, or I mean, basically any big speech given in Lord of the Rings, just like. Yeah.
Ooh, that reminds me of the president's speech in Independence Day. Now that gets me fired up. That'll get me fired up.
So at DragonCon, the past 2 years we've done DragonCon in person. There have been cosplayers who have done the president and Will Smith's character, like dragging the like alien body behind him.
Nice.
And they will walk around the convention, and like every 30 minutes they will stop and they have a megaphone and he will do the
Love
speech.
it.
Nice.
That's amazing.
And it's like it brings everyone in, and where everybody's just like, "Oh my god, you're doing the speech." And
that scene, yeah, that scene's amazing. I will. That scene is definitely a goosebump scene for me for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I muted that time.
Yeah, the other 4 times too.
I've learned. See, when I know it's coming, I mute it. I'll give everyone one guess as to what mine is.
Tangled something. The lantern scene.
The lantern.
oh,
The lantern scene. Like I could
Good
watch
call.
that scene on repeat and get goosebumps and cry. Like
I'm very curious. Oh wait, you already said yours, Mad Max. What would you say?
My runner-ups are all from The Dark Knight.
That's fair.
Really?
Yeah.
Which scene? I'm curious.
Pencil.
Which scene stands above?
I love I did that.
The pencil's incredible.
One man scene of the pencil scene.
The pencil is definitely incredible.
The pencil scene is incredible. The interrogation scene specifically, I think.
Yes. Yeah. I'm literally getting goosebumps thinking about it right now.
See? A good one.
That's very, very.
Mr. Berlin, you have not said the one that I thought you were gonna say.
Which one did you think I was going to say? There's a lot of scenes that give me goosebumps, but what is something specific that?
Cap in the elevator.
Yeah, that's
Hail Hydra.
Yeah. So okay, so now that you say that,
not the Hail Hydra, the fight.
No. When he says before we get started, does anybody want to get out? And he goes ham against the 12 strike officers because they're part of Team Strike. That is prop. So it's my all-time favorite MCU movie. And outside of the Endgame scene, my two favorite fight scenes are in that movie: the elevator scene and then Cap and Bucky's fight on the street. Because I've seen a behind-the-scenes video of how that was shot, and I marvel at it every single time. But elevator scene, you're right, Brian. You're right. That shit is incredible. Yeah, it is incredible. Close second. All right, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here with a Schmoedown question, and we're gonna finish it off with Mr. Almog. And this comes in the world of the Schmoedown. We got: which celebrity would you like seeing announce a Schmoedown match?
Someone.
I have one. If you guys don't know,
The Rock.
That was mine, Dwayne Johnson.
That's Dwayne
Johnson.
I'd say The Rock.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because for me, I had to pick. So I was gonna pick someone in the wrestling sphere. So I was like John Cena or Dwayne Johnson would be like the obvious choices.
I have a funny one. It's a celebrity playing a character. It's Jason Bateman as Pepper Brooks from Dodgeball.
Oh, what was it? ESPN 8 the Ocho.
Yes, I want Jason Bateman.
It worked out for him.
I want Jason Bateman as Pepper Brooks from Dodgeball. That's what I want.
Amazing.
Him and Mark Ellis. Oh my God.
That would be
please.
It's a great move, Cod. Let's see if it works out for him.
Yes, exactly.
I'm trying to think of someone. I can listen to an Australian accent all day, so I'm trying to think if
Hugh Jackman has a great voice.
He kind of annoys me.
I can. What?
I mean, Margot Robbie would be fun to listen to.
Hey, listen to her talk all. You know what? Just for the voice test, I'll go ScarJo. Her voice.
I knew you were. That's why he likes her. He doesn't even need her in the movie.
I don't even need her face. I just need her voice. That's all.
I think it would be funny to hear Samuel L. Jackson do Schmoedown.
Oh my God! Yes. Yes, he'd be like, "Oh, we answered that motherfucking question."
That would be so distracting as a player.
Okay, so what would you do if you walked into studio and the person you see behind the desk is fucking Samuel L. Jackson?
You go up to that man and you give him the most stern handshake and you say, "A good day to you, sir."
You know what's funny is that some of the characters, they would have to ignore him and they would have to go on with their persona inside of the Schmoedown.
Like a Mike Kalinowski would have to be like, "Fuck Samuel L. Jackson."
Exactly.
Can you imagine if they asked a Snakes on a Plane question with him there? Like, for the record, I like that movie.
I've never seen that movie.
I've never seen it.
Song.
I will never watch that movie.
I mean, it does have its moments where it's like, okay, but like, it's just the ridiculousness of that movie is just so funny. So funny.
Pepper Brooks, please.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Brian Ward, if you ever watch this, please put Pepper Brooks inside of a shot with Mark Ellis. I just need that.
All you just literally tweet it and he'll do it, probably.
Yes.
That's my favorite answer for this question, honestly.
Samuel L. Jackson.
No, Pepper Brooks.
I need Pepper Brooks. Him and Mark Ellis, or him and Christian would even be better. The two Christian putting up with Pepper shit would be amazing content.
And then can we also just get like a oh my God, why am I blanking? Oh, what's his name who makes the cameo?
Oh, Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris. Yeah. Just a thumbs up from Chuck Norris.
Just a thumbs up. Chuck Norris. Like just
and then like Kalinowski saying fucking Chuck Norris.
Fucking Chuck Norris. Yeah. Like
eating chicken.
That would be the one staged like match.
And everyone would lose their shit. Everyone would lose their shit.
I think it would also be fun to have someone that like clearly doesn't know the names of the stuff. So like Harrison Ford doing like Star Wars ones.
Oh my God.
Where he just like doesn't give a
Schwarzenegger, who can't pronounce anything.
Oh, God.
First of all, Harrison Ford would never do that.
I know.
No.
But
Harrison Ford going there. What was the name of the Asaka?
Oh.
Just like completely.
He'd just be like,
Has-
I don't know.
Has everyone seen
Gine is in this movie.
Has everyone seen Spy with Melissa McCarthy, the comedy?
Oh, yes, yeah, I think so. She goes undercover.
You would need to watch this movie to understand, but Jason Statham's character from that movie.
Yes.
Him pronouncing and like trying to talk through movies
Yeah.
would be incredible.
That
His voice, first of all, is great, but his character in that movie, so good.
I love that movie.
It's great. It's a really, really good movie for sure.
Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Of course, for sure.
Ooh.
That's an obvious one, I think.
Breaking the fourth wall. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be good.
Imagine the time at Nerd Chronic would have editing that. He'd probably love that.
You couldn't. You wouldn't even edit it. You would just leave.
No.
everything.
That's
This
true.
would all
That's
be
true.
perfection.
There would be a lot of those edited by Nerd Chronics. Edited by Nerd Chronics.
Right.
Edited by Nerd Chronic.
Yeah. Us.
Yeah.
Us.
Yeah, throw us up there. Throw me up there.
For a Star Wars match, I would love to see
Someone
you.
who can announce the names. Yes, please.
Mhm.
I will just see Molly be like, if you miss this, you're dumb. This is not a hard question. Like bullying them.
Or when
You
they
missed
spin away
this,
from
you're-
something, coward.
Yeah. Fucking coward. You miss this, you're dead to me.
Edited by Nerd Chronic. Edited by Nerd Chronic.
Says the person that is almost always going to use my spin again because I just like chaos.
Unless you land on Clone Wars, then you're taking it. Yeah.
That's chaos.
Oh, there we go.
Molly announcing Alex's match, just like yelling at him the whole time.
Howard.
We studied this. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up this month's Q&A, everybody. It was a lengthy 2.5 hours, but that was, I mean, that was a blast. A lot of questions that asked for stories, which was fun. That's
Those are the
kind of
best
what
Now
we've
ones.
been
that we
hoping
work
for.
on stories, we're just gonna rant for 5 hours.
Uh-huh. But that's kind of what we wanted from these Q&As, right? We only had 2 or 3 Schmoedown questions out of 21. So we kind of wanted, and we heard a lot of cool things from each other, a lot of new things, which is a lot of fun. So
Yeah, such good questions. I'm very happy with this Q&A.
Yeah. You know how you now know how Molly got proposed to. You now know how Jill wants to get proposed to. Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
now
yeah,
you now know
Sean's-
that Brian ate a giant hair.
Sully on
Oh.
Twitter. Just so
Mm.
God.
Yeah.
It,
Ugh.
We'll finish up on that note. For everyone, all of you Skittles and up, you $5 up and up. Thank you guys so much for asking the questions, being a part of the Patreon. We really appreciate it. Look out here soon for all of your tiers and the information coming for all the new stuff that's coming. Next week will be the first reaction of the month, which will be Clark Wolf versus Ben Bateman. That is the first retro reaction. That'll be
reaction.
for everybody.
Yeah.
And then we'll be having our hangout the following week, and then followed by a reaction to Critically Acclaimed versus Late to the Party, which is for $5 and up patrons, so you guys and up. And then our watch along at the end of the month. So again, if you guys have recommendations for watch along, let us know in the comments of this video, anywhere on the Patreon, of course. And again, thank you to everyone who has supported, join us, and all that good stuff.
Get ready, boys and girls. The season's starting.
It is. Reactions. We're going to be here. We're doing all kinds of reactions, talking to a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we look forward to it all. So again, thank you to everybody. For Molly,
happy
Brian,
hour.
Jill, yes. Oh, March 20th. March 20th is happy hour. We're having Deception on. We are having Deception on. They'll be joining Jill and Molly on for what's probably going to be quite a fun episode. Do not
like
miss
I said, the drink we're having, I got drunk after 1.5 of them. So.
Do not miss it. And and that's a good plug for you $10 and up patrons. You get a chance to ask a question to Deception. And so if you want to be involved in that, go ahead and upgrade to a $10 and up, and you get a chance to be a part of that. But for now,
And it's
again,
happy
thank you
hour,
guys.
so everything is off limits.
Yeah. You mean
Even more so than this show.
Nothing
Even
is
more
off
so than
limits.
this
Yeah,
show.
Not
absolutely.
everything.
Sorry,
You see me going.
I had this.
Nothing is off limits.
I was like, everything's off. That doesn't sound
Everything. You can't ask us anything. Nothing is allowed.
I just found a new clip for the intro. We're laughing so hard. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.